All right, everybody, what is going on? And welcome back to Mets Weekly as we are live at this very moment on YouTube and on X for watch-along coverage of Mets versus Angels, Game 34 of 162, the finale of this three-game sit out in Anaheim, and the third game of this nine-game road trip consisting of West Coast and Midwest games as well. But before we start, make sure to subscribe for live episodes of the Mets Weekly podcast following every single regular season series. If you guys did not check out the last edition of the Mets Weekly podcast, make sure you guys go do that. Carson and Andrew both filmed the last edition of the podcast a couple days ago where they broke down and covered the Washington Nationals series. And make sure you guys be on the lookout for tomorrow where, of course, Carson, Andrew, and Frank, maybe I'll be there as well, as we'll go over and cover this Angels series before the Mets start a three-game road trip out in Denver against the Colorado Rockies. For those of you watching or listening on playback and want to join the conversation in the future, make sure to turn on our post notifications to know when we go live. Make sure to follow Mets Weekly on X, TikTok, follow us individually. The links are all down below in the description as always. But what's going on, guys? We're back again. Another game, another watch along. And yeah, again, maybe the Mets win, maybe they lose. Who knows? But obviously, both the Mets and Angels have split they split the first two games of this series out in Anaheim. Obviously, we saw a couple days ago the Mets took the first game off the back of a really strong start by Christian Scott. Got a couple of run support, or got a couple of big hits from guys like Ronnie Mauricio, who ended up hitting the game-winning home run in that game. Francisco Alvarez, Marcus Semien drove in a couple runs too. But then we saw the Mets last night drop the second game of this series due to just the offense being unable to come through with multiple opportunities where they had bases loaded opportunities, most notably the inning where they tied the game up at 3-3, and then the top of the 10th where we all know the Mets had bases, or the Mets didn't have bases on the top of the 10th, but they had runners at first and second. We saw Bo Bichette hit into a double play, and then the Mets couldn't end up scoring any runs in that situation. Austin Warren then comes in, loads up the bases with no out in extra innings, and then got two outs, and it looked like that maybe he was able to get out of the jam. But then Grissom came in it was Peraza. Yes, thank you guys. It was Peraza that came through and ended up getting he ended up getting the winning run and bringing in the game-winning RBI for the Angels to take the second game of this three-game set out in Anaheim. And now it's the as we like to call it, the rubber match. The Mets, listen, they have to win this game, obviously. I think that's not a surprise to anyone, considering where they are currently in the standings right now, and currently where this team sits in just Major League Baseball as general. Currently, they have the worst record in all of baseball, sitting at 11-22, 11 games under 500, and they're struggling to put together any kind of momentum whatsoever together. Which, again, sucks because, this team had a chance yesterday to win a series yesterday, win two games in a row, where you have arguably your best pitcher, Noel McLean, going in here saying, listen, I'm not going to blame yesterday's loss on Noel McLean because, listen, did he have his best stuff? No, he didn't, but he was still able to give you, four at least decent innings, and, he only allowed 3 runs as well. Again, the main thing was the offense did not come through, and they didn't give them enough run support, and that was the ultimate main reason why they lost. When you have opportunities with runners in scoring position, and you can't come through with a couple of big time hits to bring in those runners, you're going to lose games, and it's one of the main reasons why this Mets team has lost a lot of games to start the year. That, and also the fact that, defensively, they've been all right for the most part, but we've seen, a couple of big defensive mistakes, not help this team in the past couple weeks. We know that the inability for specifically this manager to pinpoint the little things and be able to, hold certain players accountable. I mean, case in point, we saw that the Angels' first run of the game yesterday that they should have scored, shouldn't have counted, but for some reason, Carlos Mendoza decided not to challenge and then ended up blaming it on Harrison Freeland that he missed it. Instead, like we talked about in the postgame yesterday, Mendoza should be the one taking initiative and paying attention to all the little things. But, of course, he doesn't do that because he is Carlos Mendoza. He is the Doze, as we like to call it, and he is just an overall garbage manager. Yeah, listen, guys, the situation is not great. I mean, you guys know this already. You guys have sat with us for the first 33 games of this regular season where we have pretty much sat here and broken down every single one of these games. It's not fun right now. No one is having fun, and no one should be having fun right now because this is embarrassing. And this franchise, and listen, I get that this franchise has had a laughable history, but, we all thought with Steve Cohen coming in, David Stearns getting the job as president of baseball operations, signing guys like Juan Soto, trading for Francisco Lindor a couple years ago, we thought that maybe things would, or at least the luck would start to turn around for this franchise. Well, it doesn't look like that's happening. Listen, maybe this team finds a way to turn the season around. Am I sitting here with Game 34 about to start confident in that happening? Absolutely not. I do think already that this season is lost to a certain degree. Like I said, there is maybe a small, slim chance of hope that this season could turn around in some way. But like I said, do I think that's realistic? Ultimately, do I think that it happens now? No, I do not. Especially with the words from David Stearns a couple days ago through the media saying that he backs Carlos Mendoza and he doesn't see this as a manager problem solely, which, again, do I think this is solely a manager issue? Absolutely not. I think there's a lot of issues other than Carlos Mendoza, but to sit here and ignore the fact that Mendoza is not a big issue in himself, that is just, I'm sorry, that is just, what's the right word I want to use? That's short-sighted from David Stearns. And obviously, we know that David Stearns has had his own issues in the offseason this year and throughout his 3-year short tenure so far as Mets president of baseball operations. But look, again, the players have to do better. Some of these guys have not been playing up to their standard. We'll see what happens though in this game. Obviously, like I said, will they win? Who knows? They might lose, absolutely. Like at this point, like I said, at this point, like I've said the last couple of times, I go into every single one of these games basically saying whatever happens, happens. Like I have no expectation for these games anymore. The Mets win, cool. If they lose, listen, I'm not surprised in the slightest. I'm sure a lot of you guys in the chat feel the same way as me. But anyway, guys, game's about to start in I believe about 4 minutes. So let's quickly go over the starting lineups, and then I'll address you guys in the comment section. So leading off and playing third base for the New York Mets, Bo Bichette. Batting second and DHing, Juan Soto. Batting third and playing left field, MJ Melendez. Batting fourth and playing third base, Brett Beatty. Batting fifth and playing second base, Marcus Semien. Batting sixth and playing right field, Carson Bench. Batting seventh and playing first base, Mark Vientos. Batting eighth and playing center field, Tyrone Taylor. And batting ninth and catching, coming off his freshly signed contract extension, it is Luis Torrens. And then on the mound for the New York Mets, it is Clay Holmes. Over to the Angel side of things, leading off and playing shortstop, Zach Neto. Batting second and playing center field, Mike Trout. Batting third and playing first base, Shanuel. Batting fourth and playing right field, Jorge Soler. Batting fifth and DHing, Joe Adell. Batting sixth and playing left field, it is Lowe. Batting seventh and playing second base, it is Vaughn Grissom. Batting eighth and playing third base, it is Peraza. And then batting ninth and catching for the Angels, it is Rivera. And then on the mound for them, it is Kochanovich. And guys, we also have the just the numbers here for both guys. So obviously Clay Holmes' numbers. I showed you this. What's it called? This graphic on the postgame yesterday. Credit to Carson for creating this. 36 innings of work for Clay Holmes, a 1.75 ERA, a FIP of 3.81, and a K to walk percentage of 9.9. Or Kosanovich's numbers: 35 innings pitched, a 3.09 ERA, a FIP of 3.75, and a K to walk percentage of 4.1. And obviously the game is about to start in about 2 minutes, and the game is on SNY. But guys, let's now go over to the comments section, see what you guys are saying. BBA, what is going on? This is a must win. Absolutely it is. And like you're saying, BBA, so the Mets are in must win mode on May 3rd. Yeah, it's embarrassing. Radiant, what's going on? He's saying hi, BBA. BBA saying hello to all. Radiant gets saying the best thing about the New York Mets is how beautiful the stadium looks and how delicious the food is. At least we've got that going for us. True that. At least we have something to look forward to. And I'd rather the food be good than the team be good. Ken, what's going on? Keep dipshit Beanie. How's your boy Stearns doing? So glad we got Semien and got rid of Alonso Schmuck. Well, Carson will be joining, I believe, around 5:30. That's what he said. So, Ken, if you stick around, you could argue and debate with Carson when he gets on at 5:30. Radiant saying Ewing needs to be up by next week. Hey, AJ Ewing has been killing it. I know we briefly touched upon it in the last couple of watch-alongs. And on the I'm sure we'll probably end up talking about AJ Ewing some point in the podcast episodes. But also we covered it on the post-game show yesterday, how Ewing's just killing it in spring training. 0-1, what's going on? Meaningless games in May. Agree with you there. Tony saying, what's up, everyone? What's going on, Tony? Daniel, what's going on? Happy Sunday. Hello, chat. What's going on to you, Daniel? Rating saying Morabito too. Yes, Morabito has been good too. Michael Doherty, what's going on? Season is over. It's MLB Entertainment. Last 2 games watchable, but no postseason 2026. BBA saying 42 million and Bo can't get us a sack fly. Ken saying Alvarez is garbage. BBA then saying the bar so low, we're cheering 4-inning pitchers. Listen, it is what it is at this point. Michael saying they have 3 decent starting pitchers, not great. Worst owner, worst president of baseball. I don't agree that Steve Cohen is the worst owner of baseball. There's plenty of other owners who are a lot worse than Steve Cohen. So let's put that, let's put that in our back pocket. Has Steve Cohen been this all-out generational greatest owner in the world? No, he has not. He has made some mistakes, but to say that he's the worst owner in baseball, I'm sorry, that is just ludicrous in my opinion. I don't understand why it's a must-win. I know we still have 128 or so games left, but this is a generally bad team. No game is a must-win because that's it. The season's over. Trade player call. I mean, listen, you have the right to feel that way, Radiant. Obviously, listen, I guess technically the season's not over yet because, like you said, they still have 128 games left. But if the Mets do want to turn the season around, they pretty much they have to win almost or not they have to win every single game, but they have to start putting together a lot of winning streaks. So, and putting together, these long streaks, where they're winning 5, 6, 7 games in a row. You could throw a loss in there, but I'm saying you have to have like 7 consecutive 7-game winning streaks. So it's or 3 consecutive 7-game winning streaks. Boomstick saying, BB is saying, you were right about McLean. We saw the chance to win and Bo couldn't hit a sacrifice and Soda shit the bed too. Yep. Boomstick, what's going on? Saying Mets fans are going to shift to talking about what top prospect they recently draft after the lottery. Jeff, a Braves fan, saying hello. What's going on, Jeff? Guys, stay cool, stay cool. We got a Braves fan in the chat. Stay cool. Let's see what you guys also have to say. Armand saying, what's going on? What's going on, Armand? Ratings think the Mets signed a bunch of players who are fringe C+ players, expecting them to become B+ or A players for a bargain. Meanwhile, the A players go by the wayside. Roster management sucks. Two Cats saying, what's up, Matt? Another day, another loss. Might look like that. Burnt Toast is going on saying the food isn't good anymore. City food feels still good. But anyway, guys, here's the game's about to start here. Kosanovic throws the first pitch to Bichette, and that fastball is in the strike zone for strike 1, and we are underway for the finale of this 3-game set out in Anaheim. Let me also change the scoreboard for you guys. Give me a second. The 0-1 pitch to Bichette hits the top of the strike zone for strike 2. Bichette batting .237 to start the year. Had a multi-hit game in the first game of the series, but then struggled a little bit in the game yesterday. The 0-2 pitch to Bichette misses away for ball 1. Right. The 1-2 pitch to Bichette is hit on the ground, chopper to first base. Shaniel plays it, flips it over to the covering Kosanovic, and that is the first out of the ball game. Armand saying AJ will not be called up. Stearns would rather claim a player like Andy Ibanez and Block Ewing, Nick Morabito, who should get called up first. I mean, I can't disagree with you there, Armand, because that's what he's been showing so far. Now here's Juan Soto for his first AB of the ball game. He's 9 for 21 in his last 6 games with 2 home runs and 3 RBIs. First pitch to Soto is fouled back to the seats. Count 0-1. Soto batting .338 to start the year, and I believe that he's reached base safely in every single game that he started this year. The 0-1 pitch to Soto just hits the knees for strike 2. Burnt Toast saying chicken tenders are replaced from last year's brand fry soggy. The 0-2 pitch to Soto misses in the dirt for ball 1. And Tony saying Stearns is protecting them just in case he needs to use them in a trade. Armand, I mean, as of right now, listen, unless you're getting like some sort of superstar to come in here, I mean, it's going to be hard to move on from a guy like AJ Ewing. The 1-2 pitch misses down low for ball 2, and that's not me saying that I would not trade AJ Ewing, but at this point, it's like you have to like really bring in a difference maker if you're going to trade AJ Ewing. The 2-2 pitch to Soto is taken at the knees, looking for strike three, and Soto is down, looking on strikes. Second out of the inning, and second out of the ball game as well. I know what's it called? John Heyman was talking about this the other day, and I think that we're going to be covering this on the next podcast episode, which is tomorrow. MJ Melendez hits that ball on the ground, fielded clean by the second base, over to first base, 3 out. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for Kosanovich, and the Mets are down in order. We head to the bottom of the first. The game is tied 0-0. It'll be Neto, Trout, and Shanuel to face Clay Holmes. But like I was saying, with the thing that John Heyman was talking about the other day, saying that the Mets are in the market or at least interested in acquiring a big bat, and I know he said a couple names like Mike Trout, like Jordan Al, if I'm trading AJ Ewing, I'm sorry, but I need to get a Yordan Alvarez type bat. If I'm getting that type of bat, okay, cool, I'm totally fine with trading AJ Ewing. But if I'm getting a middle of the pack bat that's average or just above average, I'm sorry, I'm not moving AJ Ewing for that. That's just, it's not worth it in my opinion. Like I said, you need to get a real difference maker in here. BBA saying the number one question is, will Mendoza be fired if they lose today? How much longer will Stearns hold on to his lifeline? Listen, at this point, I don't expect Mendoza to be fired anymore. If it happens, it happens. But we've sat here way too many times saying, this has to be the case. When they got swept in LA, we said, okay, he has to get fired here. When they got swept at home by the Athletics, we said, okay, he's gonna get fired here. When they got swept in Chicago, when they lost 12 games in a row, we said, this has to be it. He's gone after this, and it's never happened. So at this point, I'm not expecting Mendoza to get fired. If it happens, it happens. But like I said, I'm not clinging onto that anymore. Max was saying this is probably the first time the broadcast has been synced with y'all perfectly on my end. Oh, at least that's good. BB is saying agreed, not trading Ewing. Tony also agreeing, but don't have faith in Stearns would do that. Would be surprised if you see Ewing for Paredes. Yeah, I mean, you can't trade Ewing for Isaac Paredes. Nothing against Isaac Paredes. I think he's a very good player, but I'm sorry, I'm not trading for AJ Ewing. 2Cat saying Phillies Red Hots is firing their manager. Yup, wonder what we should do. Yes. Hey, same conversation with the Buffalo Sabres. They fired Kevin Adams. They went on a hot stretch. Now they're in the second round of the playoffs, and the Rangers were sitting here looking. It's oh, what should they do? Hey, how about you fire Chris Drury? Worked for Buffalo. I'm not saying it's got the same impact, but Clay Holmes falls behind Zach Neto here 1-0. Neto is 0 for 7 in this series with 2 stolen bases, batting .221 with a 723 OPS to start the year. The 1-0 pitch by Holmes, swung on a miss for strike one. 2Cats again saying Stearns should be wearing a paper bag out in public for what he did to this team. Hornet, what's going on? Hey, Matt. Well, the opening inning doesn't fill me with confidence. No, it does not, Hornet. The 1-1 pitch misses upstairs for ball 2. That almost hit Zach Neto as he had to dive out of the way. Because otherwise, if he stood there, he would have got hit in the head with that Clay Holmes sweeper. Yeah, I was coming right at his head. Maxwell saying Phillies also had Mattingly winning the Wings. All we have is analytics boy with Correa and Beltran, who has never managed before. I mean, listen. To be fair with Mattingly, Mattingly was never a great manager in his own right. I mean, he did well at the Dodgers, but I mean, and I know the Dodgers team that Mattingly had was nowhere near that had the same amount of talent as what the Dodgers have now. But still, that Dodgers team was still good. The 2-1 pitch, swung on a miss for strike 2. Neto swings and misses over that 95-mile-an-hour fastball. 2Cat saying there was a thing where Stearns said he wasn't firing, though, after the DC series. Yeah, that's what we were talking about also, 2Cats. The 2-2 pitch is fouled down the third baseline as it goes into the Angels dugout as well. Tony saying he told Tacoma Mendy not going anywhere. Why wouldn't we believe him? Yeah, again, unless it happens out of the ordinary, I'm not expecting Mendoza to get fired. It's just where we are. And Jeff saying the Phillies will get to 500. Maybe, who knows? The 2-2 pitch from Holmes is skied in the air. Vientos will chase after that, but it will go foul. All right, and there's the defensive alignment for the Mets, and obviously Bichette is playing shortstop today. Beatty will play third, and the main reason for that, obviously, we got the news on yesterday's post-game show that Ronnie Mauricio is going on the IL because he broke his left thumb. Well, today Mendoza also expanded on that news, and he said that Mauricio will be out 6 to 8 weeks. So it's going to be a while till we see Ronnie again. The 2-2 pitch is fouled down the third baseline again and into the screen. So Neto making Holmes work here for the first AB of the game for the Angels. BBA calling Vientos slow, or slow ass. Daniel, what's going on? Saying if Mendoza gets fired, it will prove Stearns was wrong. The 2-2 pitch from Holmes misses downstairs with the changeup for ball 3. Full count here to Neto. And Two Cats saying dude runs like he's carrying Alvarez on his back. Max was saying Stearns is making all the decisions. If he fires Mendoza, and then tells Colin flat out that his decisions are a fireable offense. Hey, listen, and then, you know, if that's the case and Stearns doesn't want to put pressure on himself, then that's embarrassing. He should be gone as well. The 3-2 pitch is fouled off again into the Angels dugout. So Zach Neto here with a long AB here to start off the ballgame for the Angels. Holmes is about to throw his 10th pitch of this AB. And BB is saying Ronnie will not be missed. But hopefully a speedy recovery to Ronnie. All right. Once again, here's a full count pitch to Neto, and that pitch is fouled back to the seats yet again. Come on, Clay. Three-two pitch again, and it just misses inside for ball 4. So Clay Holmes walks the leadoff hitter, Zach Neto, and the Angels have a runner on first. And you got to watch Zach Neto as well because we know that he's a stolen base threat, already has 2 stolen bases in this series. And now here's Mike Trout, who's coming up to hit. He has a 21-game on-base streak, and he has 8 home runs and 1,100 OPS during that span. Here's the first pitch to Trout, and that sinker misses inside for ball 1. Trout batting .256 to start the year. All right, Neto leading off first base. Holmes is set into the delivery, and Trout fouls that fastball down the third base line. Foul ball. Hornets saying the thing with Mattingly is he manages and holds players accountable. If Correa takes over, he doesn't have any gravitas. I agree. I could see that being a problem where the players don't respect a guy like Kai Correa. The 1-1 pitch to Trout. It misses downstairs for ball 2. Missed with the sweeper outside. Everything is out of sync with this team. I mean, listen, it's the main reason why they're 11-22. It's not a mistake why they're 11 games under 500. 2-1 pitch from Holmes misses downstairs again. So Trout works the count in his favor. It's now 3-1. The 3-1 pitch to Trout, and that ball is hit once again down the third baseline foul. So Holmes is able to get the count back to full. Radiant say you can only salvage the season if you get rid of Vientos, Beatty, bring in 2 decent starting pitchers, a big-time bat, and call more to Beto and Ewing. Definitely agree with that. BB is saying Holmes is about to throw 80 pitches through 3 innings. Well, if he continues at this rate, then yes, he will be throwing 80 pitches to 3 innings. 3-2 pitch to Trout, misses downstairs for ball 4, and Holmes has walked back-to-back batters to start off the bottom of the first. And Shania will now come up with an early RBI situation for the Angels. I wonder if no, Justin Will's not going to come out to the mound. All right, so now here's Nolan Shania up. He's 2 for 8 in the series, batting .240 to start the year as well. First pitch to Shanuel, swung on and missed at that sinker down low. Count now 0-1. Come on, Clay. Get a double play here. The 0-1 pitch to Shanuel is fouled back in their seats. Clay now quickly ahead here, 0-2. Two-Cat saying the team does nothing right. Nada. And Maxwell saying, you can tell this team just hits the field with a losing mindset every day. Scared to throw strikes, scared at the plate, scared at the field, just bad vibes. Agree. Jorge Soler on deck here for the Angels. And come on, Clay, put him away. Holmes about to throw the 20th pitch of the inning. Has his pitch, and he's set. The 0-2 pitch swung on a miss for strike 3. Clay Holmes here with a huge strikeout here on the changeup to get Nolan Schanuel with the first out of the inning. And just like that, Holmes has a little bit of a pathway to get out of the inning after allowing back-to-back walks to start off the ball game. Beautiful changeup there by Clay Holmes. And now Jorge Soler will come up to hit. Soler, of course, has that home run that he hit back in the first game of the series off Christian Scott. Soler fouls off that pitch. And Jorge Soler also has a 22-game on-base streak right now, where he's batting .278 with 6 home runs during that span. He's also batting .239 to start the year. Clay has his pitch, the 0-1. Sweeper hits the zone for strike 2. Good pitch. Come on, Clay. Get out of this. Neto leading off first, Neto leading off second base. Trout leading off first base. The 0-2 pitch, nope. Holmes will stop and check at Neto back at second base. So that's one disengagement. Andrew with another hard-hitting question. Yoda versus Steve from Minecraft. Who you got up? Yoda all day, man. Listen, no disrespect to Steve, but it's Yoda we're talking about. The 0-2 pitch to Soler. Takes that sweeper low in the dirt for ball 1. Yeah, exactly. Like that's not even a question. Yoda all day. Yoda is not a fraud, Andrew. Oh, Andrew, I just caught up. I watched the the 1-2 pitch is fouled off. Count still remains 1-2. I just watched I watched the rest of the season of Maul, so I'm all caught up on the first 8 episodes, and I know the next 2 come out tomorrow. So interested to see how that season ends. Then obviously they already greenlit season 2 already of Maul Shadow Lord, so excited to see how season 1 ends tomorrow. The 1-2 pitch from Holmes is hit on the ground up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Taylor will come up with it. Neto around third base. He'll come at the score. And just like that, the Angels take an early 1-0 lead on a Jorge Soler RBI single. Well, once again, the Mets fall behind early in this Angels series. They've done it at every single game of the series. Now Joe Adell will come up for another RBI opportunity. Angels still have runners at first and second with only 1 out. Maxwell calling Andrew a fraud. BB is saying they need a big shakeup like firing the manager. Andrew said didn't see Order 66 coming. What is he, Helen Keller? I mean, listen, I can't argue with that, but Yoda still kicks the shit out of Steve from Minecraft all day. Game over, GG. Doug saying, what's going on, Doug? Beatty beating cleanup is like Wardy guarding Shaq. Two Cats saying GG. The first pitch to Joe Adell swung on and missed on that sinker low and in for strike 1. Max was saying every team positions their defense better than us. So much for analytics. And Horn saying Maul dies in the last episode again. Not really. There are no stakes, so it's not interesting. Well, listen. I mean, sorry for anyone for spoilers, but if you've not, and that's going to be a ground ball. Beatty up with it, steps on third base over to first base. Double play. So Clay Holmes is able to limit the damage here, but the Angels do come across with 1 run in the bottom of the first inning. The Angels lead 1-0 as we head to the top of the second. Good pitch there by Clay Holmes to get out of that jam there. All right, little bit of a long first inning by Holmes' butt. That's if you were only to tell me in that situation that he would only give up one run, I would take that. So, all right, let's see now if the offense can do something here. Which again, I know it's asking a lot for this team, but I don't know. Let's see what happens. And also, since Beatty made the play, since he turned the double play, we have to of course play the song. Yep. But yeah, also like what Horn was saying, sorry for any spoilers, but if you've not watched Rebels, if you've not watched the entirety of Rebels by the time now, then it's like, oh well, obviously we know that Maul dies in Star Wars Rebels, so I mean, listen, I like both, but I gotta agree with this. Captain Rex, that's my guy. I love Captain Rex, but I can't hate on Commander Cody too. He's a G too. Slam Dunk saying, what's going on? Saying Brady can only do so much. Yeah, Rays 21 and 12 teams like that always find a way to compete. Pretty nice. Lounge, what's going on? GG. Start up the post game now, in my opinion. Richard, what's going on? The slop has begun. We need a player like Adele. Nice play from Beatty. Boom. Who did the who did the sec dubs call for Mauricio? They called up what's his name? Yeah, I forgot to also mention that, but they called up Vidal Brujan, so he will come up to take Ronnie Mauricio's spot. And obviously he could play the middle infield. So yeah. BBA saying Mendoza can be the manager if they lose this series. You can't, or I guess you meant can't be. You can't keep doing this. How many more series will it take to fire this guy? At this point, who knows, BBA. I can't write. I'm so pissed. I don't fault you, BBA. All right, here's the first pitch now to Brett Beatty, who tries to bunt, but he pulls back the bunt, and that pitch misses up and in for ball one. 1986 saying, what's going on? Hey, they got 3 outs. They should be applauded. The 1-0 pitch is swung on a missed. Count now 1-1. I had a hard time getting into the animation style in Rebels. I liked Rebels. At first, I was hesitant to watch it because I never watched it when it first came out. I watched the whole series a couple years ago because I have Disney Plus. And Beatty hits that ball through the hole. That's going to be a base hit. So Beatty has the first hit of the day for the Mets. Oh, and let me play the song as well. Where's Ibby? Because Ibby would be glazing Beatty for that base hit if he was in here. But yeah, like I said, I never watched Rebels when it initially came out. I waited until like 2 years ago, like I said, and I watched it whole. I actually, what I did is I went back and I watched Clone Wars in its entirety because I used to watch it when I was younger. Semyon hits that ball, he swings first pitch, and he pops it up into center field. Trout will get under it to make the catch in the first out of the inning. Because I remember watching Clone Wars up until like season 3, and then I stopped. But then, like I said, a couple years ago, I went back. I started from the beginning. I rewatched the entirety of Clone Wars, which again, amazing. The last 4 episodes of season 7, where it ties into Revenge of the Sith, again, excellent. So I watched that in its entirety. I watched Rebels in its entirety. Then I watched The Bad Batch in its entirety. I basically just binge watched like every single Star Wars series, and I also watched Ahsoka as well. So. Yeah, I mean, again, amazing. Benj up here now as he bunts. He tries to bunt that fastball, and that bunt goes foul. So count now 0-1. Doug saying I only watched the boys. Yeah, the boys and land. I have to watch those two series. My parents have both, or they've watched Landman, but they said that it's good. The 0-1 pitch misses inside for ball 1. Daniel saying, hey, listen, who doesn't like Darth Vader? What's the one guy from Star Wars with the lightsaber? Well, there's a lot of guys with lightsabers in Star Wars. 2 cats. You gotta be a little more specific than that. The 1-1 pitch misses downstairs for ball 2. Slam Dunk saying if Beatty would trust. Hornet saying Stearns is using Mendoza as a firewall. Doug asking, can the lockout start this year? Big hit for future Hall of Famer Beatty. Hornet saying Beatty equals MVP. Beatty have an all-time game. Beatty breakout process. What's going on, Muttley? The 2-1 pitch here to Bench misses outside for ball 3. Daniel saying stop swinging the first pitch. And 1986 saying at least Semyon made contact. That is important. And the Hornet saying Clone Wars season 7 except for the Sisters arc was good. Yeah, that Ahsoka, the Martez Sisters arc, that I really didn't like that. But the first arc with the Bad Batch, Bench hits that ball down the first baseline into the Mets dugout, so that's foul. full count, not a bench. Yeah, the first arc, including the Bad Batch, where they go find Echo, in the what's it called, like in the Separatist base slash factory. That was a really good arc, and then I mean the last arc with the invasion of Mandalore and Ahsoka and the whole tie-in, with Maul as well. I mean that was excellent. The 3-2 pitch to bench, and that fastball misses outside for ball 4. And just like that, the Mets have runners at first and second with one away here. And now Mark Vientos will come up with an RBI opportunity. We have the best pop-ups ever. The Star Wars section of Disney Plus World is dope. The one flight of the Millennium Falcon ride, you get to control the ride. And this Russian guy on our ride spoke no English and understood nothing going on. Lol. I've never been to Disney, so but I've heard the Star Wars section is really good. He caused out the ship to crash on the ride. Laughed my ass off. All right, here's the first pitch now to Vientos, and that ball misses downstairs for ball 1. Horn saying Ahsoka and Kenobi are pretty bad, and Andor was excellent. Andor was excellent. Kenobi was all right. I liked Ahsoka season 1. I'm interested to see what the second season has in store, but that's just me personally. The 1-0 pitch hits the bottom part of the zone for strike 1. Paradise is amazing on Hulu. Never seen it. I read the Thrawn trilogy going up. I hope they do it justice with the new series of content. Yeah, I never read any of the books, but listen, Grand Admiral Thrawn is. I know, like when you look at the main Star Wars villains like Vader, Palpatine, Count Dooku, General Grievous, Asajj Ventress for any Clone Wars fans. But I mean, Grand Admiral Thrawn. Who the hell does not like Grand Admiral Thrawn? I mean, that elite top tier villain in Star Wars, in my opinion. The 1-1 pitch to Vientos misses outside for ball 2. Imagine Helen Keller versus Palpatine. That might have to be an AI song, Andrew. Maybe we have to cook up later tonight. Helen Keller OP saying slam dunk. Good eye from bench. 3-run bomb, please. Hopefully. All right, now here's the 2-1 pitch to Vientos, and he fouls off that fastball. Count now 2-2. Maxwell saying, I think Helen Keller gets plot armor and wins that matchup. Helen Keller went blind because of the Queen's crew. Daniel saying, you never been to Disney? Never been to Disney. I have not. And Daniel asking, best Star Wars movie. Okay, so well, actually, hold on. Here's the first pitch, and then I'll talk about it in a second. The 2-2 pitch to Vientos misses outside for ball 3, and now the Vientos works a full count here. My favorite movie, Return of the Jedi. That's my favorite Star Wars movie. If I had to rank my top 3, I'd say Return of the Jedi 1, Empire Strikes Back 2, Revenge of the Sith 3. But you could really put that in any order. I mean, all 3, in my opinion, are great. The 3-2 pitch, and Vientos swings and misses at that outside fastball for strike 3. And now there are 2 outs away in the inning. But yeah, I like I love Return of the Jedi. If I had to rank the whole series though, and this is not counting, well, like I said before, now here's Tyrone Taylor up with an RB opportunity. I'll probably talk about this in between innings. We head to the over. Oh, there we go. All right, ball 1 here to Tyrone Taylor as that pitch misses inside. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Taylor, and that pitch misses outside for ball 2. What's it called? Thrawn should have been the new trilogy and not somehow Palpatine return. It would have been cool if they somehow incorporated Thrawn into the what's it called? Into the sequel trilogy. But obviously, we'll see what they do with the story in Ahsoka season 2. The 2-0 pitch to Taylor, and that ball is skied, but it will be popped up. Trout will get underneath it. He'll make the catch for the final out. So the Mets have an opportunity here to drive in a couple of runs, but they strand the runners at first and second. We head to this bottom part of the second inning with the Angels still leading 2-0. But yeah, like I said, we'll see what they do with Thrawn's story in Ahsoka season 2. Obviously, with Ezra and stuff, and with it coming back, Ahsoka, Hera, Sabine as well. Obviously, the new Mandalorian and Grogu movie is coming out in a couple weeks, so I'll definitely be going to theaters to see that movie. But yeah, okay. So back to it. If I'm gonna rank the Star Wars movie, and this is not counting Rogue One or like this or like the other movies in there, obviously Rogue One is elite, so that's a top movie, and the fact that it goes hand in hand with Andor against Sick. If I were to rank it though as a whole, I'd go number one, Return of the Jedi, number two, Empire Strikes Back, number three, Revenge of the Sith, number four, New Hope. I know a lot. I know a lot of people are not going to agree with this. I liked Rise of Skywalker. I would say that's number five. Number six, then Force Awakens. Number seven, Phantom Menace. Number eight, Attack of the Clones, and then number nine, The Last Jedi. That's how I would rank it personally. I know probably a lot of people not going to like the fact that what's called Rise of Skywalker as my number five. To me, I liked it though. And I think, I think they really screwed up the sequel trilogy with the fact that they had two different directors doing it, where they had J.J. Abrams making Episode 7, then they went Rian Johnson number 8, and he wanted to do a whole different thing with with like Luke Skywalker and stuff, and then they went back to J.J. Abrams for number 9, and he pretty much had to salvage everything that Johnson messed with in Episode 8. So they should have just done one consistent director and one constant vision throughout the whole sequel trilogy. I think that's where they messed up. All right, now here's Clay Holmes to face to face Josh Lowe here, and he gets ahead of him 0-1. The 0-1 pitch here from Holmes is hit on the ground, right to Semien, who's up with it, over to first base, one away here. So nice, quick, easy two-pitch out here for Clay Holmes to start the bottom of the second. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Maxwell saying Empire Strikes Back is the only correct answer. Horn saying Empire Strikes Back and Rogue One are the best. Both of them are. Yeah, I mean, if I were to incorporate Rogue One into that list, I'd probably put that either tied or just under A New Hope. It's close though. All right, Holmes misses outside to Von Grissom with that first pitch sinker, 1-0. PBI saying great hitting. It's okay. Taylor would have been out on a lot of contact with that in the parks anyway. Grissom fouls off the next pitch. Now 1-1. This lineup, look at it, not major leaguers. Max was saying I never got into the Mandalorian story. The first season was good, but it fell off me after that. I like Mandalorian, the whole thing, but I can see why a lot of people do say that. Holmes gets that sweeper over for a strike, so now he's quickly ahead of Grissom here, 1-2. I know a lot of people don't like the third season of Mandalorian. I didn't mind it though. Grissom fouls off that hanging sweeper. Council remains 1-2, but I like Mandalorian as a whole. Horn saying Thrawn and Ahsoka was a joke. Higher to the Empire would have been a great sequel trilogy, not Mary Sue Ray. Yeah, I listen. I would have liked if they did Thrawn, if they gave Thrawn a whole separate series, but I don't mind them in Ahsoka. I like what they've done there so far. Again, people are allowed to have their own opinions, but I like it personally. 1-2 pitch misses outside for ball 2. 1986 saying Star Trek, Star Wars. Yeah, I said it. Listen, I'm not a big Star Trek guy, but listen, again, you're allowed to have your opinion. I'm not going to go after you because you think Star Trek is better than Star Wars. 2-2 pitch misses down low. Full count now to Grissom. Doug saying, why was JD Martinez able to unlock Mark Vientos, but none of our coaches can? I mean, has he really, like, I know he helped him in 2024, but, since Martinez has come back into a front office role, I mean, other than that really good series in San Francisco, Vientos has not done a whole lot either. All right, here's Holmes with the 3-2 pitch to Grissom, and that pitch hits the inside part of the zone. And why is there no challenge? Okay, sure, nice. Should have been strike 3 there, and should have been a strikeout there on Grissom, but for some reason, Terrence decided not to challenge that. Okay. Clay Holmes walks Grissom there, and now the Angels have a runner at first base with 1 out. Max was saying Rise of Skywalker had potential before Rian Johnson wanted to subvert expectations. I agree with you there. All right, now here's Peraza, who had the winning hit yesterday for the Angels. First pitch misses inside for ball 1. Peraza's 3 for 6 in the series with 1 RBI. Jar Jar screwed not having Han, Luke, and Leia teaming up for one last hurrah. Jar Jar Abrams. The 1-0 pitch is hit on the ground. Right to Bichette, who comes up with it, flips over to Semien, over to first base, double play. So Clay Holmes is able to walk around the 1-out walk there as he's able to turn a double play there on Peraza. We get to the top of the third inning with the game, or with the Angels still leading 1-0. Good bounce back inning there by Clay Holmes. All right, Taylor made the last out, so it'll be Torrens, Bichette, and Soto to lead off for the Mets here in the top of the third. And BB reacting to that non-challenge. What the fuck? Yep, I agree. That was a bad mischallenge, but at least they got the double play on the next pitch or the next two pitches. We also got 50 of you guys watching the live stream so far. So as always, thank you guys for your support. Make sure to hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell as well. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for the constant support. We all appreciate it from all 5 of us over at Mets Weekly. That's Carson, Andrew, Frank, Evan, and me. Doug saying Vientos has most hits and RBIs of any Mets player in postseason history. Now he's basically RuPaul since becoming a. All right, let's calm down with that one, Doug. Hornet saying my starting catcher will hit for the cycle today. It would be cool if Torrens could hit for the cycle and the Mets win the ball game. Let's see. I know Soto a couple days ago was close to was it the second game in the National Series? He was a triple A from hitting for the cycle. And I know that's not really like close in terms because the triple is the hardest one to get, but he was 3 out of the 4 away from hitting for the cycle in that situation. All right, there's the highlight of that turn double play there. And now Luis Torrens is up here as he looks at that strike in the zone. Count now 0-1. Andrew saying Rogue One is Bubs besides the final 5 minutes with Vader. Now, Rogue One was good. I can't agree with that. Rogue One was good the whole movie throughout. Torrens takes that high fastball for ball 1. 1-0 already. Nice. What's going on, Ibby? Ibby, you missed the Beatty single. We didn't get to see your glaze in the comment section. The 1-1 pitch misses outside for ball 2. It is not buns, Andrew. Take that back. Yep, it'd be not happy. And make sure you guys also check out Till Mets do his part as well. Torrens fouls that fastball back to the screen. Count now 2-2. Both Ibby and John Sappanero do a fantastic job covering the Mets on their channel. Again, Till Mets do his part, where they do a live show every Wednesday, breaking down and covering and talking about this baseball team. 2-2 pitch to Torrens, misses outside for ball 3, so now a full count here. Think of how evil Leia is. She let her own planet die. Planet people die. And Torrens hits that ball up the middle, but fielded cleanly by the second baseman. Over to first base. 1 away here. Yeah, I guess. I mean, you could have that opinion, Doug. Doing it begrudgingly, lol. All right, now here's Bo Bichette up here for his second AB of the ball game. Grounded out in his first AB back in the first inning. First pitch to Bichette is hit on the ground, and it's going to go up the middle for a base hit. So Bo Bichette has a hit here in the top of the third, and that is the second hit for the Mets in this ball game. Now Juan Soto will come up. Good piece of hitting there by Bo. Got his pitch, swung first pitch, and made decent contact with that to get on base. All right, come on, Juan. Let's go. First pitch to Soto, misses inside for ball one. Soto 0 for 1 in this ball game with a strikeout back in the first inning. Has 3 home runs and 8 RBIs to start off the year, and his OPS is currently sitting at 966. The 1-0 pitch misses inside for ball two. Good take there by Soto. And geez, what's going on? Saying, I seriously don't know how you're still watching these games, Matt. All the power to you. Well, listen, I'm doing this for the channel. I'm also doing it for you guys because, listen, we made a promise that we're going to, cover pretty much all these games, so sticking to that promise. 2-0 pitch to Soto, just clips the bottom part of the corner. Soto, I think, is going to challenge that, but I think that call will be upheld. I think it just clipped enough of the corner. Let's see, did he? Yeah, he's going to challenge. And yep, that just clipped the bottom part of the corner. So count will be upheld and it'll be 2-1. Plus I'm also doing this, because maybe, hopefully, we end up, getting a future job in sports media off of this. Maybe the channel ends up growing to the point where, we could do this as our full-time job. That's also the main goal. It's not just, watching these games. We're doing this for multiple reasons. 2-1 pitches hit on the ground. Shanuel kind of bobbles it, and he throws the glove over to first base to the covering Kosanovic, and that's the second out of the inning. So interesting turned out there, throwing the glove. Obviously, Shanuel tried to get the ball out of his glove as quickly as possible to try to turn the double play, but he had trouble getting the ball out of his glove, so he just said, fuck it, I'll turn back to first base, and actually the ball got stuck in the webbing there. So he said, you know what? I'm going to toss the glove over to first base. So Ibby saying, remember me when you make it big. Ibby, you'll always be one of our guys, man. Come on. And Carson's comment. We show up unlike these cunt cakes in uniform. Yes, that too. We show up. All right, now here is MJ Melendez to come up the bat with an RBI opportunity with Bo Bichette leading off second base. First pitch to Melendez, misses inside for ball one with that 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Matt has talent like the Mets. We're just going through it. Let's see. The 1-0 pitch to Melendez hits the bottom part of the zone for strike one. Two Cats saying plus they're doing something they love and they make money, so why not? That is also true. You'd be a lot better if you converted to a purely a bait. I don't think Carson would allow that at all. The 1-1 pitch, and that's going to get away. That's going to get back to the thing. And did that hit MJ Melendez? Yes, it did. So it just clipped the back legs of Melendez. So Bichette will unfortunately not be able to go to third base there, and instead Melendez will take his place at first base after being hit by the pitch. Now the Mets have runners at first and second with 2 outs, and Brett Beatty will come up to bat with an RBI opportunity. So here we go. Beatty's 1 for 1 in this game with a single. Ibby, where are you? Come hype up your boy. Yep, there he is. Beatty. All right, here's the first pitch to Beatty, and he fouls that pitch up the first base line. 0-1. Did someone just disrespect Cupcakes by comparing them to this team? Hell no, don't throw Cupcakes under the bus like that. Ibby saying good cut. BBA saying 3-run bomb time. Hopefully. Let's see what happens, though. Well, listen, whatever happens, I know that Ibby will be positive no matter what. Kosanovic with the throw over to second base to check back on Bo, and he's back in safely, so that's one disengagement. And there's a replay of that, of Shanuel throwing his glove over to Kosanovic to get Soto out. The 0-1 pitch to Beatty, misses outside for ball one. Doug saying Mets are Dollar Tree cupcakes. I never had cupcakes from Dollar Tree, so I wouldn't know. All right. Kosanova just set the 1-1 pitch and misses inside for ball 2. And Beatty, of course, not Beatty, but Ibby, of course, saying good eye. And Ibby's, of course, tweeting from the dugout or commenting with us in the dugout because, of course, he's on the roster. The 2-1 pitch to Beatty is skied back to the seats. 2-2. Doug's asking, is Andrew at church? I don't know where Andrew is. He might be working. He might be eating. Who knows? Andrew can be a mystery sometimes. The 2-2 pitch to Beatty is fouled back to the seats again. Beatty fouls off that 97-mile-an-hour fastball. All right. The 2-2 pitch again to Beatty. And that swung on a miss for strike 3. Kosanova is able to escape the jam here as he strikes out Brett Beatty. We head to the bottom of the third. Angels still lead 1-0. She wanna go viral. Great AB there, Brett. Nice job. Fantastic. Hashtag beat him with hammers. Bum, bust. Ibby saying, bullshit. Doug saying Beatty is such a legend. Girls pass out watching his warm-up throws. I'm pretty sure Ibby passes out when he watches Beatty warm-up throws. Ibby, can you confirm that? Great pitch. Andrew's watching the Star Wars Holiday Special. He's secretly a fan. Sun was in his eyes. Bozo. Carson saying my fist is going to be your eyes, Ibby. Ibby, how are you going to respond to that violent threat by Carson there? What are you going to do, Ibby? What are you going to do? Going to see that on Pitching Ninja. Doug saying, how campy will Masters of the Universe be? BBA saying Vientos and Beatty shitting the bed again with runners in scoring position. DFA both. Hey, listen, I am all for getting rid of both of those guys. And Andrew saying, fuck no, I ain't watching that shit. Lounge saying, hey, he gave the fans some souvenirs with foul balls. Ibby saying, fight me, I'll take that Beatty showed up, yeah. Will it be similar like this?
Someone shove a bat up Mendy's ass! Ah! Ah!
Shout out Ibby for those AI videos. All right, now we move on to the bottom of the third. Clay Holmes will face the 9-hole hitter Rivero. The first pitch is fouled back to the screen with that sweeper. Count 0-1. Two Cats saying Beatty will make up for that strikeout in this inning with a throw into our dugout, hitting Mendy in the face. BB laughed at the video. Same with Ibby. The 0-1 pitch is fouled back into the seats again. So Holmes quickly ahead of Rivero here, 0-2. The Athletics are homeless. Can we go get Shea? I've been listening. Hey, Shea Langoliers would be a hell of an improvement to this team. Hell of a bat too, and solid defensive catcher too. The 0-2 pitch here from Holmes. Swung on a miss for strike 3. Holmes gets Rivera to strike out on the sweeper. So that's one out away here in the bottom part of the third. Ibby going hard with the fuck you Carson club, and Ibby saying forever fuck you Carson Hornet. All right, now here's Zach Neto for second AB. He walked back in the first inning and ended up scoring the current run so far, which the Angels are winning by. First pitch to Neto is fouled down the third base line. Count now 0-1. The 0-1 pitch misses downstairs with that sinker for ball one. BBA saying Vientos, Beatty, and Tong for Shea. I'd do that in a heartbeat. I would do that in a heartbeat, BBA. Too bad the Athletics would pick up the phone and laugh in our faces. The 1-1 pitch, and that sweeper's fouled down the third baseline again. So Holmes ahead of here of Neto, 1-2. Should I join with a hat instead? And BBA saying throw an Alvy too. At this point, I wouldn't mind throwing in Alvarez if it meant getting Shea Langoliers. All right, Holmes has his pitch. He's set. And here's the windup, the 1-2 pitch. And Neto skies that ball into the outfield. Taylor will get underneath it, but he's called off by Melendez, who makes the catch. 2 away here in the bottom of the third. So nice work there by Clay Holmes to get Zach Neto to fly out there. And now Mike Trout will come up to the plate for his second AB. And just like Neto, he walked in his first AB back in the first inning. What's the percentage you give on a Soto opt-out? I mean, even if Soto does opt out, all the Mets have to do is increase his AAV by another $4 million from $51 to $55 million, and the opt-out gets voided. So, yeah, Soto's here for the next 15 years, whether people like it, or the next 13 years after this season, whether people like it or not. The 1-0 pitch, and that ball is hit through the hole. That's a base hit for Mike Trout, and the Angels have a two-out runner here at first base. Good piece of hitting there by Mike Trout. All right, and now Shanuel will come up to the bat, will come up to the plate for his second AB of the day. Of course, he struck out in his first AB. First pitch to Shanuel, misses upstairs with that sweeper for ball one. We buy expensive players aren't stars except for Soto. Soto will look like Colon by that time. Not as sexy, of course. And Shanuel hits that ball into right field, but Benj will be underneath it. He'll make the catch. So just like that, Clay Holmes is able to work around the 2-out hit by Mike Trout. We head to the top of the fourth, with the Angels still leading 1-0. So good 2 innings from Clay Holmes after, a long, grueling first inning, where Clay Holmes had to throw around 25, 26 pitches. Good recovery. All right, now let's see if the Mets offense could do something here. Am I confident? Not really, but let's see what happens. And it'll be Marcus Semien to lead off, followed by Benj and Vientos in the top of the fourth. Guys, I'll be right back as well. Guys, we're back now here for the top of the fourth with Marcus Semien leading off. He's currently behind the count 0-1. Semien flew out back in his first AB, which is back in the second inning. The 0-1 pitch misses outside for ball one. The 1-1 pitch, and Semien fouls that ball down the third base line as it goes foul. I wanted Murakami. What do I know? And could have Murakami? Yeah, listen, Murakami has been killing it since getting to the White Sox. The 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed for strike three. Semien chases the slider outside of the zone, and just like that, Kostanovic has a strikeout to start the top of the fourth. Listen, I still think Polanco is a good signing. He's just hurt right now. I think once he gets back and he gets healthy, and if he stays healthy, I think he'll produce to a solid level. Now, listen, if you want to argue that Polanco shouldn't have been the first base signing, and instead should have been the DH signing, and then you get another first base on top of that, like what we've argued and like what Carson's brought up before, where you could have got someone like an Okamoto, a Ryan O'Hearn, a Murakami as well. I could agree with you there, but I don't think I don't think Polanco in itself was a bad signing. That pitch misses downstairs. 1-1 count the bench here, who walked back in his first AB. Yeah, Okamoto I wanted as well. The 1-1 pitch misses downstairs in the dirt for ball two. The 2-1 pitch, and the third base umpire confirms that bench did go around for strike, and that will be strike two. 60 of you guys watching the live streams right now, so as always, thank you guys for your support. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell as well. You guys are awesome. The 2-2 pitch, and Benj fouls that hanging pitch down the first base line. Count remains 2-2. Benj currently batting 179 with a 506 OPS to start the year with 2 home runs. The 2-2 pitch to Benj fouls that fastball back into the seats again. All right, Kostanovic has his pitch. The 2-2 pitch misses upstairs for ball three. So a full count here to Benj. The 3-2 pitch misses outside for ball four, and Benj has 2 walks in this ball game to start off the ball game for him, and the Mets have a runner at first base here with 1 out. And now Mark Vientos will come up. So a good couple of ABs here by Carson Benj. Come on, Mark. First pitch to Vientos misses up and in for ball one. Vientos is 0 for 1 in this ball game. Struck out back in the early innings. The 1-0 pitch to Vientos misses outside with the fastball. Count now 2-0. Vientos batting .235 with a .642 OPS to start the year with 2 home runs and 8 RBIs. 2-0 pitch to Vientos, and that ball skied into the outfield. That ball will carry. That ball will sail out of here. It is gone. Mark Vientos to the rocks. That's a 2-run shot, and just like that, the Mets have a 2-1 lead. Vientos' 3rd home run of the year, and he hit a moonshot out to the rocks in Angel Stadium. Mets lead 2-1 here in the top of the 4th. Mark Vientos finally comes through in a big spot, and he gives the Mets the lead here in the top of the fourth. Great swing there by Mark Vientos on a 2-0 pitch. He got that pitch in a hitter's count, got it right down the middle, and he made Kosanovic pay. Now here's Tyrone Taylor up here, and that pitch misses upstairs for ball one. No sunglasses. Well, it did help in that case. Two Cats saying Swaggy V. Profound saying finally. BBA laughing. Daniel saying still stinks. Ibby Daniel saying finally. Ibby saying still stinks. And that's why Vientos is better than Beatty, even though they both still sucked. Pablo, what's going on? Saying let's go. Pantry saying all right, Mark. Still don't believe in you, but good job. Taylor swings and misses at that slider outside the zone. Count now 1-2. What's going on? Pantry says, well, Radiant saying, I want to be able to sit down in front of David Stearns one day just to pick his brain. I need to see what his principles are when it comes to building a major league roster. Would like to do that as well. The 1-2 pitch, and Taylor hits that ball on the ground, fielded cleanly by the third baseman. Peraza over to first base. 2 outs here. Construction hats representing the rebuild with the biggest payroll. Appreciate your commenting pitch by pitch. Thank you, Pablo. Appreciate it. Thank you guys as always for your support as well, and appreciate your support as well, Pablo. Now here's Luis Torrens up here for a second AB. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out, and he offers at that first pitch slider upstairs and swings and misses. Count now 0-1 to Torrens. Horn saying give Vientos $45 million for 10 years. Come on, Vientos, make your mark here. The 0-1 pitch to Torrens. Hits the bottom part of the zone. Count now 0-2. And Two Cats saying Vientos gets another gold star under his name on the chalkboard in the dugout. Whoop, whoop. And at least they're winning now. Will it last? Who knows, but at least they're winning for now. The 0-2 pitch to Torrens, and swung on a miss for strike 3. Torrens swings and misses that slider in the dirt, and that is the third and final out of the inning. But the Mets do take the lead here in the top of the fourth, courtesy of a Mark Vientos 2-run home run. We head to the bottom of the fourth with the Mets leading. All right, now let's see if Clay Holmes could have a decent shutout inning here after the Mets gave him the lead. Rain, what's going on? I don't believe I've ever seen you here, so if you are new, welcome to the show. When is Soto up? He is up. He'll be the second batter in the top of the fifth because Torrens just made the last out. So Bo will lead off next inning in the top of the fifth, and then Soto will hit after. So he's two batters away. Torrens cycle. Damn it, Luis. All I know is we have Maxwell saying, all I know is we have the lead. Carson better not join with the cursed beanie. And Terry, what's going on? Saying, boy, do we swing at pitches in the dirt? Yes, we do. Doug saying 3 homers for Vientos, Beatty, 1 Ibby. Ibby, Doug's going at you. What's going to be your response here, Ibby? Daniel saying you just know we're going to blow it. Possibly. And Doug asking, did the manager really throw the video guy under the bus yesterday? Yes, he did. When is Joe Adele up? Well, let's see who's leading off for the Angels. I think Shanuel. Yeah, Shanuel made the last out, so Soler's leading off, and then it'll be Adele's the hitter right after Soler. So he's hitting second in this inning. First pitch to Soler is fouled off. Counting that 0-1. It's the 0-1 pitch. Sweeper misses downstairs for ball one. Acom, what's going on? Saying how many pitches has Clay thrown? He has thrown 51 so far. He's about to throw his 52nd pitch of the ball game. The 1-1 pitch from Holmes. Sweeper hits the bottom part of the zone for strike two. Brady saying I was listening to the play-by-play while taking a shower. It ain't sus. I just didn't want to miss any part of the game. This team knows how to make people addicted to them. That they do. The 1-2 pitch misses downstairs for ball two with that fastball. Two-two pitch to Soler. Sweeper hits the bottom part of the zone. He gets Soler to freeze, looking at that strike, and that's the first strikeout of the inning for Clay Holmes. Two beautiful back-to-back sweepers there for Clay Holmes to get the strikeout on Jorge Soler. And now Joe Adell will come up. And there's the highlights of the Angels winning the World Series back in 2002, where they defeated Barry Bonds and the San Francisco Giants in 7 games. First pitch to Joe Adell, misses low and away for ball one. The 1-0 pitch to Adell, fouls off that sweeper. The 1-1 pitch to Adell, and that changeup is hit back to the screen, counting that 1-2. Ibby responded to Doug saying, Doug, 3 homers for all likes on IG, Instagram, less Beatty clears. Doug and Ibby are about to have a war in the comment section now. The 1-2 pitch from Holmes, and Adell fouls back that sweeper into the seats. Count remains 1-2. Max was saying Doze is bad, but he isn't punching reporters and getting canceled. Bad like Mickey. Yeah, fuck Mickey Callaway. Can't stand that guy. I'd rather have Darren Ruff. The 1-2 pitch from Holmes, and Adell fouls that sweeper down the third base line again. So Adell with a good AB here as he makes Clay Holmes work here. Doug, you're crazy. The 1-2 pitch is fouled back into the seats again. So Holmes having a little bit of a tough time trying to retire Joe Adell here. Come on, Clay. 1-2 pitch. And he fouls off that changeup right at home plate. So again, Adell remains alive in the AB. The 1-2 pitch again. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Holmes gets Adell swinging and missing at that changeup in the dirt. And just like that, Holmes is back-to-back strikeouts to start off the bottom of the 4th. Go to work here by Holmes. Now will be Josh Lowe to hit here for the Angels. All right, the first pitch to Josh Lowe is hit out to center field, not deep at all. Taylor will get underneath it, and he'll make the catch for the final out of the inning. So Clay Holmes, once again, with another good, quick 1-2-3 inning here. We head to the top of the 5th. The top of the Mets order will lead off with Bichette, Soto, Melendez. The Mets lead 2-1. Good work there by Holmes again. Two Cats giving us our all-time Mets lineup. Beatty leading off, Vientos, Ruff, Mullins, Siri, Alvey, Vogelfat, Ryan Stanek, and Tyler Nyquil. Hey, listen, I think that lineup's good enough to win a World Series. I don't know what you're talking about, Two Cats. Doug saying Beatty released Zach Wilson, except not as good with the ladies. You mean not as good with the moms. BBA saying Holmes, sweet Holmes. Yep, Holmes is pitching really well. Holmes is good, 100% agree, Daniel. Doug saying, how does Jose Siri have a 5-WAR year? How? He just had a really good power year with the Rays. And Two Cats saying Loud doesn't hit the weights like Swaggy does. Nope. And Rating saying I'm about 36 behind, but I feel like Holmes shutting them down will result in the Mets probably scoring 6 or 7 more runs and feeling comfortable moving forward. One could only hope, Radiant. One could only hope. But who knows? All right, we got 74 of you guys watching the live stream as well. So always, guys, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell as well. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for your support. You guys are amazing. And we should have Carson joining relatively soon, because I believe he said around 5:30. So it's 5:17. So about 10, 15 more minutes before Carson probably jumps on the live stream. All right, first pitch to Bichette here. That fastball catches the top of the zone for strike one. Mr. Giggles is coming. Yes, Mr. Giggles will be coming on relatively soon. And oh no, Carson joined. That's the curse from Hornet. The cursed beanie, as we call it. The 0-1 pitch to Bichette, and that ball's hit right back up the middle. But the shortstop Neto will get to that, and he'll throw out Bichette to get the first out of the inning. Thought that ball was just going to sneak through the hole up the middle, but Zach Neto, with good range there at shortstop, was able to retire Bichette there at first base. All right, now Juan Soto will come up for his second AB of the day. I'm sorry, for his third AB of the day. He is 0 for 2 in this ball game. First pitch to Soto, misses upstairs for ball one. Soto's 0 for 2 in this ballgame with a strikeout and a ground out. One 0 pitch, misses outside with that fastball, 2-0. Maybe Doug saying maybe Carson should wear a beanie of the other team. I mean, maybe we could consider that as well as a reverse jinx. 2-0 pitch. Soto fouls that pitch up the first base line. Count now 2-1. The 2-1 pitch is popped up into the outfield. Trout will call off Soler, and he'll make the catch for the second out of the inning. All right, now MJ Melendez will come up with the bases empty and 2 outs. Yep, Soto popped it up right away and flipped his bat up. Was a little bit frustrated there. First pitch here to Melendez. Hits the top of the zone with that changeup. Count 0-1. Mets best team in the second half and missed playoffs by 1 game. That's the script. I wouldn't be surprised either, but Melendez hits that ball up the middle. That's going to be a base hit as it gets down to center field in front of Mike Trout. And Melendez has a base hit here in the top of the 5th with 2 outs. That's the 4th hit of the day for the Mets as well. Good piece of hitting there by MJ Melendez as he continues his hot streak. All right, now Brett Beatty will come up.
She wanna go viral.
Ibby, where are you? First pitch to Beatty, misses downstairs for ball 1. Beatty's 1 for 2 in this ballgame with a single. He struck out his last AB in the 3rd inning. Pantry saying the Doze has to stop benching Melendez. Agreed. Ibby, of course, saying good eye. The 1-0 pitch misses outside again for ball 2. Thank God they called up Melendez. Yeah, Melendez has been awesome for the Mets so far. Two 2-0 pitch to Beatty. Swings and misses at that fastball low in the zone. Count now 2-1. The 2-1 pitch to Beatty is taken low in the dirt for ball 3. So now Beatty has a hitter's count here in his favor, with Melendez leading off first base. Three 1 pitch to Beatty is taken low and outside for ball 4. So Beatty works a 2-out walk here, and now the Mets have runners at first and second with 2 outs. Melendez moves up 90 feet to second base, and Beatty will take his spot at first base. Of course, you have to play it. She wanna go viral. I know. Ibby's very excited. That's what you call a professional. All right, now Marcus Semien will come up with an RBI opportunity here for the Mets. And Lounge saying good things happen when Beatty doesn't swing. Two guys saying Beatty the only competent person on this team. All right, now here's Marcus Semien. Up for his third AB of the ballgame. First pitch to Semien, and he fouls off that changeup. Count now 0-1. Semien 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout in this ball game. He's 12 for 35 with runs in scoring position. That's a .343 batting average with 9 RBIs. Kostanovich with the long hold. Now the 0-1 pitch. And Semien takes that slider outside for ball 1. Good take there by Semien. The 1-1 pitch. Again, misses outside with the slider again. So now Semien is ahead here 2-1. The 2-1 pitch, again, misses outside for ball 3. So now Semien has a hitter's count here as he looks to get on base, ready to drive in a run. And I guess Vidal Brujan has just arrived here in Anaheim as he's in the Mets dugout meeting up with his teammates. The 3-1 pitch to Semien. Swung on and missed. Semien swings over that changeup, and now Kostanovich has the count full. So the Mets will send the runners here as it's full count here with 2 outs. Kostanovich about to throw his 90th pitch of the ball game here. The 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. Semien swings and misses at that up and in slider, and just like that, Kostanovich is able to work out of the 2-out jam. So the Mets unable to add on any runs here at the top of the 5th. We head to the bottom of the 5th where the Mets still lead 2-1. the fifth string shortstop has arrived, and BBA calling Semien a bum. Doug saying if Semien actually cares, he should take steroids. Guys are still good at 35 in the steroid era. Yeah, but I guess he doesn't want to risk the suspensions. Alright, so let's see. Lowell made the last out for the Angels in the bottom of the fourth, so it'll be Grissom, Peraza, and Rivera to hit here for the Angels in the bottom of the fifth. Let's see what Clay Holmes has got. First pitch to Grissom. Sinker hits the zone for strike one. Grissom walked in his first AB. The 0-1 pitch is hit on the ground. Beatty up with it. Over to first base. One away here. Nice play, nice pitch there by Holmes, and a nice play there by Beatty to retire Grissom. She wanna go viral. Two Cats saying great play by Beatty. All right, now Peraza will come up. Doug Holmes is currently, after this pitch, which is fouled off, he just threw his 67th pitch of the ball game. So he could definitely go, 6 innings minimum. All right, Peraza's 0 for 1 as he grounded into a double play in his last AB. The 0-1 pitch from Holmes. Peraza attempts to bunt, but he bunts that pitch right back to home plate, and now he falls behind the count 0-2. Holmes is better than the Fab Five. That's incredible. I wouldn't go that far, but Holmes is really good. All right. Holmes has his pitch. He's into his windup with the 0-2. Sweeper, the changeup misses high. Count 1-2 now. One-two pitch to Peraza. Swung on and missed for strike three. Holmes gets Peraza to swing and miss over the sweeper. And just like that, Holmes has 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Yes, Daniel. Grissom was a Braves draft pick. All right. Good stuff here by Clay Holmes. And now he faces Rivera, the 9-hole hitter, in the to get the final out here in the bottom of the fifth. First pitch to Rivera, misses downstairs with the sinker. Count 1-0. And also, guys, after this game coming up in, I believe, in about half an hour, if you guys, anyone interested in the Stanley Cup playoffs, 1-0 pitch is fouled back. Count now 1-1. Tampa and Montreal live from Tampa for Game 7 to see who moves on to the second round to play Buffalo. That should be a very good game in the 9 o'clock. Colorado and Minnesota start Game 1 from Colorado, so that should be a good series as well. Guys, who do you got in Game 7, Montreal or Tampa? Two Cats saying go Habs go. I don't know. I could see it going either way. The 1-1 pitch is skied into left field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. Melendez will come up with it, throws the ball back into the infield, and Rivera will hold at first base. So the Angels have a 2-out single here in the bottom of the fifth. And now Zach Neto will come up to hit. It's the 3rd hit of the day for the Angels. There's Neto up here. He swings and misses at that sinker outside the zone. Count now 0-1. John, what's going on? I don't believe I've seen you in here, so if you are new, welcome to the channel. I think the Mets analytics team may be overcoaching the players or over-controlling their game decisions. There's no way the Mets are this bad. It might be a possibility. The 0-1 pitch, and Neto hits that ball on the ground right to Beatty, who throws over to first base, 3 outs. So Holmes is able to walk around the 2-out single from Rivero. We head to the top of the 6th with the Mets still leading 2-1. And of course, since Beatty made the play, 2 cats in. Considering he had 20 pitches before he even got an out, he's really settled in now. Yeah, Holmes has settled in really well into this game after a long first inning. And yeah, 2 cats saying, go Habs, go. Daniel saying, don't care about hockey. Hornets going with Tampa. Doug's asking, does McDavid get traded? Maybe. Who knows? Who knows, though? I mean, listen, I know what's it called. Anson Carter, I believe, said on the broadcast after Edmonton got eliminated by Anaheim that he said he doesn't see McDavid finishing out his 2-year extension with the Oilers. And listen, if you're the Oilers and you get a big haul back from McDavid, I think you should consider trading him, because right now the Oilers, listen, they made their 2 runs to the final, and obviously they lost the Panthers in both, obviously in 7 and 24, and then in 6 last year. But that the roster quality has really taken a step back from the last 2 years. And listen, I mean, their goalie situation hasn't gotten any better either. So listen, I wouldn't be surprised if you do see McDavid get traded. Where, that was a good question. I mean, it's got to be a team with a lot of young assets, obviously, and a lot of draft picks. Listen, maybe a team like the San Jose Sharks, but do the Oilers want to trade within the division? But then, if the Sharks are offering you a mega package and it's a far better package than what any other team is offering you, then do you say fuck it and send it to San Jose within the division? Do you prefer them to move them out east? Who knows? Two cats saying Bell Center gets crazy, but I don't know. And they're in Tampa Bay tonight, aka Loserville. G looked at the Phillies keep winning after they fired their manager. Only if we were so confident. Agree, 2 cats. Doug saying positive. Tommy swears McDavid's getting traded to the Islanders. I don't think he's going to trade to the Islanders. If he does, that would be insane. I don't see it happening, though. All right, now here's Kostanovich to face Carson Bench, who has walked in his first 2 ABs. Swings and misses at that high fastball. Count 0-1. Holmes may be Stearns' best move so far. I mean, if you're not counting Soto, which is an obvious move, if you're not going to count Soto, then yeah, I mean, Holmes is definitely the best move by far that Stearns has ever made in his time as president of baseball operations. That pitch misses down low, so Bench has the count here to 1-1. The 1-1 pitch misses outside for ball 2. Horn saying McDavid wants to go to a winning original 6 team. So no, listen, I would love McDavid came to the Rangers. I just don't see it happening. The 2-1 pitch, Bench hits that ball on the ground, but it'll hit right at the second baseman, Grissom, who comes up with it over to first base. 1 away here in the top of the 6th. Listen, if McDavid has one conversation with Chris Drury, he would run out of the building. All right, now here's Mark Vientos up here for his 3rd AB. Of course, Vientos hit the 2-run shot back in the 4th inning to give the Mets the 2-1 lead. Let's see what he has now. I need a Holmes jersey. I mean, listen, I would love to get a Holmes jersey, but look at the fact that he might get traded at the deadline, considering where the season goes. I would hold off on the Holmes jersey. And there's a replay of the Vientos homer back in the 4th inning. The 1-0 pitch, Vientos hits that ball on the ground. Neto, though, up with it, and Vientos is a slow runner, so no chance he beats that out. So 2 outs here for Kostanovich in the top of the 6th. McDavid will be on the Rangers when he's 40, probably. I mean, he'll probably still be good when he's at 40, but still, of course, the Rangers will get him, when he's at the tail end of his career. Two Cats saying if the Oilers could trade McDavid and Draisaitl, they could get insane hauls back and actually be a team for once, not a two-man show. Evan Bouchard is horrendous, by the way. He would be lost without those two guys. One of the worst D in the league, no doubt. Not even Euro makes. Listen. I think Bouchard's a good player. I mean, offensively he's really good, but again, defensively he's not great. But listen, I don't think he's terrible, but he's not. He shouldn't be your number one defensive guy. Like let's put it that way. All right, now here's Tyrone Taylor, and that fastball hits the zone for strike one. Taylor's 0 for 2 in this ball game with a flyout and a ground out. Sorokin could be part of the McDavid deal. The 0-1 pitch, and Taylor hits that ball on the ground, fielded cleanly by the third baseman Peraza. Makes the throw over to first base, and that's a quick 1-2-3 here for Kosanovic. So we head to the bottom of the sixth. The Mets still lead 2-1. I mean, does Bouchard get helped out by McDavid and Draisaitl? Yes, he does, but again, let's not pretend that like Bouchard doesn't have no offensive upside or offensive ability whatsoever. Listen, he's a good offensive defenseman. It's just again, defense is not great. Two things can be true. You know, you could be improved by the fact that you have McDavid and Draisaitl around you, but like I said, Bouchard in his own right is decent offensively as well. Can't see any insurance runs coming, says Hornet. I mean, at this rate, doesn't look like it, but who knows? I mean, that's probably going to be Kosanovic's last batter and his last inning of work, so we'll probably see the Angels bullpen here as we head to the top of the seventh. Let's see, Joe Saturn saying Peralta and Holmes will be traded for prospects. As of right now, it's looking like that's going to be the case, but who knows? Maybe the Mets can turn the season around, but again, that's looking like a long shot right now. Doug saying if you have Paul Coffey, you want Gretzky, you don't waste Schaefer. Listen, I agree with you there. Listen. I'm not saying that the Islanders shouldn't go get Connor McDavid. I'm just saying, do they have enough resources to acquire Connor McDavid? And listen, they do have a lot of prospects, but again, do the Oilers want those prospects? Could they maybe get a better package from another team? Again, there's a lot of factors like with the McDavid trade. So again, listen, I'm not saying the Islanders shouldn't trade for Connor McDavid. I'm just saying, can they trade for him? All right, now here's Clay Holmes to face Mike Trout here to start the bottom of the sixth. Trout's 1-for-1 with a walk and a single, and Holmes is ahead of him 0-1. The 0-1 pitch, and Trout fouls back that sweeper to the seats. Count now 0-2. Two Cats saying, I hope Minnesota wins that AF Series 2 on the side note. A lot of American gold medalists there. Yeah, I mean, listen, I picked Colorado to go to the final. I picked Tampa to win the cup, though, for me, because I picked Tampa and Colorado as the final. The 0-2 pitch, and Holmes freezes by Trout there with the changeup right over the heart of the plate, and Holmes has a strikeout here to start the bottom of the sixth. Another solid AB there for Clay Holmes, and another strikeout for him as well. But yeah, like I said, again, I don't mind who wins that series between Minnesota and Colorado. If I had to choose, though, I think Colorado I'd say Colorado beats them in 6. All right, now here's Holmes to face Shanuel, who's 0 for 2, and Holmes gets ahead of him with that sweeper, 0-1. Or I could even see it being a 7-game series. Like I said, I could see it going either way. I just think Colorado's the better team, and I think they'll be able to beat them. Shanuel hits that ball out to right field. That's going to be a base hit as it dunks and dives right in front of the bench. So Shanuel here has a 1-out single here for the Angels in the bottom of the 6th. And now Jorge Soler will come up to the plate. That's also the 4th hit of the day for the Angels. First pitch to Soler. That fastball misses up and in for ball 1. 1-0 pitch to Soler, and Soler hits that ball out to left field, and that's going to be caught by MJ Melendez. Beautiful diving play by MJ Melendez to make the second out of the inning. Because let me tell you guys, if MJ Melendez was not able to get to that ball gets in the gap, and possibly Shanuel would have scored there, but credit to MJ Melendez there, continues his fantastic play again and makes a fantastic diving play there for the second out of the inning. Beautiful play. Two Cats saying Father MJ. Pantry saying can't wait for this team to learn the basic skill of hitting the ball in the air. And Duck saying, ever notice how the best players on the other team never hurt the Mets? It's always the scrubs that beat us. It's baseball, they say. It's funny how it works. All right, now here's Joe Adell up here. Melendez needs to be in the starting lineup every day, 100%. First pitch to Joe Adell, misses low with the fastball. Count now 1-0. Adell's 0 for 2 in this game. He grounded into a double play back in the first inning and struck out back in the fourth. The 1-0 pitch is fouled away. Count now 1-1. Holmes about to throw his 85th pitch of the ball game. I'd imagine that if he does get through this inning, it's going to be his last inning of work, and then the Mets will get to their bullpen. The 1-1 pitch to Adell, and that sweeper is outside, but Adell went around. The home plate umpire confirmed it, so now Holmes is ahead of the count here, 1-2. And look at how well Holmes has worked quickly after that 27-pitch first inning. 11 the second, 11 the third, 15 in the fourth, 11 in the fifth, and now 10 in the sixth. And it might be another 11-pitch inning for Holmes here. The 1-2 pitch from Holmes, and that sweeper just misses inside for ball 2. Maxwell saying if he's under 90 pitches, then I would send him out for the 7th. It's time for these starters to go out. Or to go for 100, 510 pitches. I mean, we'll see what Mendoza does. 2-2 pitch from Holmes. And Adell skies that ball into left field. Melendez will get under that. He'll make the catch. 3 outs here. So Clay Holmes again with another quick, efficient inning as he only gives up the single to Nolan Shanuel. We head to the top of the 7th with the Mets still leading 2-1. Another good inning of work here by Clay Holmes. Great job, Clay. All right, guys, I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. All right, guys, we're back here for the top of the 7th as Luis Torrens is leading off against Kosanovic, who's staying in the ball game surprisingly. And Torrens is ahead of the count here, 1-0. Terens is also 0 for 2 in this ball game. Here's the 100th pitch of the ball game from Kosanovic, and that fastball misses low and away for ball 2. Terry's saying if they pull Holmes here, go Rayleigh, Weaver, Williams. That's probably the order that they go with. The 2-0 pitch the pitch missed outside, but the umpire said it was a strike and no challenge from Terens, so now 2-1 count. Clay leading all NL stars in the ERA+. Like to see that from him. 2-1 pitch to Terens. That fastball misses outside for ball 3. Doug asking who got called up for first, Tong or the other guy, whatever his name is. Wettinger. It depends on what each guy is looking like. It depends on what the confidence level is. 3-1 pitch. Terens fouls back that fastball. Full count now to Terens. So yeah, it depends. I mean, Tong already has major league debut out of the way, and he already has some major league experience. But again, it depends what they see in both guys. If they think, a guy like Wettinger has the better stuff right now, they'll call up Wettinger. If they think it's Tong, they'll call up Tong. 3-2 pitch, and Terens hits that ball out to right field, but it's right at Jorge Soler, who makes the catch for the first out of the top of the 7th. Now it'll be the top of the Mets order to come up, and let's see, will Kurt Suzuki come out of the dugout to pull Kosanovic here? No, they will not. Bo Bichette will come up to face him. Yasen, what's going on? I've never seen you here, so if you are new, welcome to the channel. Did you see the Celtics blew a 3-1 lead and lost to the Sixers? Yes, I did. The Knicks will be playing the Sixers in the second round of the NBA playoffs. 1-0 pitch to Bichette misses upstairs for ball 1. Oh, sorry, the 0-0 pitch misses upstairs. Ball 1 to Bo Bichette. 74 of you guys watching the stream so far. So as always, guys, thank you guys so much for your support. Hit the like button, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell as well. You guys are awesome. The 1-2 pitch, slider misses down low for ball 2. I'd imagine, though, if Bichette gets on base here, then they're going to pull him, and the bullpen will face Soto. They'll probably bring in a lefty. The 2-0 pitch misses inside for ball 3. Come on, Bo. Armand saying the Giants went 0-6 on their road trip, so that's a team that's currently in a bit of a slide right now. The 3-0 pitch hits the zone with the fastball. Count now 3-1 to Bichette. Lounge, I haven't really seen how Tong's looking at AAA. I just know that his last outing, at least from what I saw off Twitter, was pretty good. The 3-1 pitch, and that's a chopper, but it goes just foul. So now a full count here to Bichette. All right, Kosanovic has his pitch. He's about to throw his 110th pitch of the ballgame. The 3-2 pitch, and Bichette hits that ball on the ground, but Neto will not be able to come up with it as that ball goes under his glove, and Bichette will reach first base, and what do I assume will be scored as an error. So Bichette's able to reach base here with only one away here, and now Juan Soto will come to the plate. And yeah, that should be a fielding error on Zach Neto. Let's see how they score that. But Kosanovic will come out of the ball game. The Angels will go to their bullpen here, I'm assuming. If it's, Kurt Suzuki's coming out to pull him. All in all, Kosanovic did a very good job in this game, so hats off to him. And for now, they're actually ruling it a base hit. All right, so Bichette gets credited with a hit. I probably would have said it's an error. Maybe they end up changing it later, but I'm sure Bo will take it as a hit. All right, get the scoreboard updated. There we go. And it will be Tyler Cicero to pitch here for the Angels. And yep, he's a left-handed pitcher, which we all know then because he is a left-handed pitcher that Mendoza will do classic Mendoza things, and he'll probably pull MJ Melendez for Austin Slater. Doug saying McNeil had a bases clearing double, in I guess in the A's game. Two Cats saying these American League teams are very bad if the Mets win this game back-to-back series W's against AL teams. Yeah, because obviously they beat the Twins for the last series win. Listen, hopefully they can win this series, and hopefully they go to Colorado and sweep the Rockies. But let's just win this game first. And guys, Carson says that he'll be joining around 20 minutes. All right, now here's the probables tomorrow for the Mets-Rockies. No current pitcher that's named right now for the Mets, but they'll face Tomoyuki Sagano. Freddie Peralta will face Michael Lorenzen in the Tuesday game, and then on Wednesday, disappear. But let me see if I can pull it up on my phone for you guys. Here's the first pitch to Soto, and that slider hits the outside part of the zone for strike one. It will be Christian Scott against former Met Jose Quintana. Dubinsky, Brandon. If it's Brandon Dubinsky, welcome, Brandon. I don't think it's you though, but someone whose name is Brandon Dubinsky. Let's go Mets. Let's go Mets indeed. The 0-1 pitch, and Soto. Let's see what the third base umpire says. Nope, he did not hold back his swing. So Soto's behind the count here, 0-2. Soto's currently 0 for 3 in this ball game. The 0-2 pitch to Soto misses, and that will go back to the backstop. So Bichette will advance to second base on the pass ball or the wild pitch. Let's see how the scorers do score that. That's probably going to be a pass ball. Rivera did not do a good job of blocking that pitch in the dirt. Yes, you do. You have the same last name as former Ranger and former Columbus Blue Jacket, Brandon Dubinsky. Dubinsky was a good Ranger. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Soto strikes out with an RB opportunity here. So now 2 outs here in the top of the 7th, and MJ Melendez will come up, but probably he'll be pinch hit for Austin Slater. Yeah, bad swing there. Bad swing there by Soto, and he's frustrated as he what's it called? He hit the bat on the ground, or he slammed the bat on the ground. That was the word I was looking for. Yep, and there's Austin Slater. Speaking of Brandon Dubinsky, he was also included in the Rick Nash trade, along with Artem Anisimov and a draft pick to acquire Rick Nash from the Columbus Blue Jackets. Doug saying Angels have an easier time in AI than a GM. Oh, sorry, than in the AL than a GM around Diana Rossini. Doug, you're crazy, man. All right, Slater falls behind your 0-1. And is Alvarez on the Angels? Yeah, that definitely looked like an Alvarez play. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Slater, and that changeup misses outside for ball 1. All right. The 1-1 pitch to Slater misses downstairs with the fastball. Count now 2-1. Maxwell saying, I don't mind Slater being in the game, but if you want to play him, then send Benj down, and you have to slot him in there. He shouldn't be taking ABs away from MJ Melendez. Yeah, I agree that he shouldn't be taking ABs away from Melendez. 2-1 pitch is fouled back. Count now 2-2 on Austin Slater. Brett Beatty on deck for the Mets. Doug saying Zeal roasted Mets yesterday, but even he had enough. I mean, do we blame Todd Zeal for roasting the Mets? The 2-2 pitch here to Slater, and that pitch misses downstairs again, so a full count here to Slater. The 3-2 pitch to Slater, and he just takes that slider in the middle of the zone looking for strike 3. So the Mets unable to bring around Bo Bichette for another insurance run. We head to the bottom part of the 7th with the Mets still up 2-1. Oh, Austin Slater. That was not good. Just took a slider right down the middle. Pantry saying everyone should be roasting the Mets slow. We are embarrassing. Burnt Toast saying that was awful. BB saying trash. 86 of you guys watch the live stream so far. As always, guys, thank you guys for your support. Hit the like button, share, hit the notification bell as well. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys for your support. As always, all 5 of us appreciate you guys. Again, like I said earlier, it's Carson, Andrew, Frank, Evan, me as well. You guys are amazing. All right, let's see if Clay Holmes will start the bottom of the 7th, or will the Mets go to their bullpen? Hit like it's free. Indeed, it is free. Armand saying, I thought Slater crushes lefties. Looks like lefties crush him. DFA this prick. And Turbo, what's going on? What's going on, Turbo? If the game ends now, same score, I win money, but let's add some more gents. Yep, agreed, Turbo. And again, guys, if you guys have not checked out Turbo's stuff on YouTube and on X, make sure you guys subscribe to him. Turbo Comedy. He's a very funny man. Always puts out new videos every Tuesday. He calls it Turbo Tuesday. So, yeah. Very funny man. All right, Clay Holmes is back out here as he faces Lau, and the count's currently 1-1. Austin Slater now into left field as he replaces MJ Melendez. Turbo saying, "Love you, brother. Love you too, Turbo. You're a Turbo. You are something else. Let me put it that way." And that ball skied out to right field, but Benj will make the catch right at the wall for the first out of the inning. Very nice play by Carson Benj there, as he gets the first out. But yeah, I mean, listen, Turbo. I mean, every time I watch your videos, man, I can't stop laughing. I gotta watch your newest video on that AI was your therapy. I didn't get to watch it yet, but I'm sure it's probably a banger. And we also got to get to a Met game as well too. You also gotta jump on another one of these watch alongs. Listen, with the Mets facing the Rockies upcoming now. What's it, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? If you want to hop on one of the watch alongs, just let us know. I know you're busy with work and stuff, but if you're down to, all you gotta do is ask. We gotta do a Mets vlog with the boys this summer. Yes, we do. Grissom hits that ball down the line, but that goes foul. So, what's it called? Holmes is quickly ahead here, 0-2. Because the Mets are away, I may be going to a Yanks game tomorrow, lol. Keith Hernandez does not want to do these games anymore. I like that Holmes is back out there. Me too, Maxwell. Thanks so much, man. That video is a little short skit, and this week's is funny. a little one. I bought out some old school toys on eBay. The 0-2 pitch to Grissom is up and away with that sweeper. So 1-2 count now to Grissom. Doug saying we need an AI video of Beatty. We need Ibby AI video of Beatty looks maxing. The 1-2 pitch to Grissom, and that ball's hit on the ground, but it goes foul down the third baseline. Brandon, what's going on? I am good. How are you, Brandon? Ben Rice needs to be tested by the MLB for roids and extra. Yeah, Ben Rice has been killing it. He's been hitting a ton of home runs for the Yankees. The 1-2 pitch is hit on the ground. Bichette up with it, the hard throw over to first base, and he got him. Very good play there by Bo Bichette. The impressive scoop there to get the ground ball, and then the very hard throw by Bichette to be able to get Grissom out at first base there. Very beautiful play there by Bo Bichette to record the second out of the inning. Look at that. Good hot play there. Good pickup, and then Bichette didn't have a lot of time, and he made a hard enough throw to get Grissom out at first base. And a good stretch there by Vientos as well. All right, now here's Peraza as he fouls off that sinker, sorry. Count now 0-1. Two Cats saying great play. Yankees, Dodgers, lots to use. Roy says Doug. Burnto saying amazing. BB saying wow. Dubinsky saying bang. Two Cats saying it's going to be another the 0-1 pitch. Misses down low for ball one. It's going to be snowing in Denver, so the team probably won't hit too well. Oh, it's going to be cold in Denver. And then 100 degrees in Arizona, so they won't hit there either. Yeah, the Mets just can't hit, whether it's cold, warm, hot, rainy. It is what it is. 1-1 pitch, beautiful sweeper there by Holmes as he gets Peraza's swing and miss there, and Holmes is quickly ahead of Peraza here, 1-2. Holmes is set with the 1-2 pitch, and that ball is hit out to shortstop. Bo up with it with the throw over to first base, and Vientos is unable to scoop that, so Peraza reaches first base safely. Let's see how they score this. If that's an error on Bichette or if that's a error. Yeah, Vientos has got to have that. Yeah, Vientos got to have that. I know it's a low throw from Bichette, but you got to be able to scoop that. All right, now Rivera will come up to the plate as the 9-hole hitter. This will probably be Holmes's last batter, I'd assume, before the Mets head to their bullpen. And yep, that's a. Oh, they actually called it a fielding error on Bichette. Pinch hitter here, Yohan Moncada will replace Sebastian Rivero, and Mendoza will come out to the mound, so that's going to be it for Clay Holmes. Should have got through the full 7 innings, but Vientos couldn't make that scoop, but beautiful work there by Clay Holmes. So let me see, do we have a, yep. Good work there by Clay Holmes. Now let's see if Mendoza made the right decision by pulling him. Because if it blows up in their face, then, but I guess we'll see what happens. Pantry saying, fucking Vientos. 1986 saying, our real first baseman would have got that. Focusing on run prevention, remember. Dubinsky saying you got to be able to scoop that in the MLB, bud. Pete scoops that. Beatty would have scooped that. Wow, really, you pull him? Let's see what happens. Who are they bringing in, though? Let's see. Because I didn't see who was warming up in the bullpen for them. It is Luke Weaver to come on for the Mets. So Luke Weaver will come out of the bullpen. 1986 saying Keith Hernandez scoops that today with his 80, with his bad leg at 80. Maxwell saying I would have kept him for. I would have kept him in as well for one more hitter. Great outing, Holmes, but Christ, Mendy, leave him in, you idiot. Great Phyllis Weaver, and Doug saying why pull him when he's rolling. Who knows? Ibby saying I'm not watching, but I still boo you, Mark. That's the tying run. Yeah, it's the tying run at first base as well. All right, now here's Luke Weaver on to pitch out of the bullpen. All right, Weaver will face Yohan Moncada here. The first pitch hits the strike zone with the fastball, 0-1. Weaver with the long hold, the 0-1 pitch, swung on a miss on that changeup. Weaver now quickly ahead of Moncada here, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, and that changeup misses inside for ball 1. 108 of you guys watching the live stream so far. Thank you guys so much for your support. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell as well. We appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome as always. The 1-2 pitch from Weaver. Swung on and missed for strike 3. So the Mets are able to work around the fielding error that allowed Peraza to reach base safely. Luke Weaver comes in and he's able to strike out Yohan Moncada to get out of the inning. We head to the top of the 8th. Mets still lead 2-1. Good job by Luke Weaver. Probably imagine he's going to stay out for the bottom of the 8th, and then we'll go to Devin Williams for the 9th inning. Even though you should be letting Devin Williams face the what's it called, the top of the order here in the bottom of the 8th, because it's going to be Neto, Trout, and Shanuel to hit for the Angels in the bottom part of the 8th. But who knows what Mendoza is going to do? Dubinsky saying Weaver, Panther saying nice Weaver, and Doug saying I'm back in Florida. The chicken parm here stinks. Florida does not make good chicken parm. I will keep note of that. But again, like I say, it's hard to mess up. If you mess up chicken parm, then you suck. 1986 saying good job by Clay Holmes. 6 2/3 innings of work. 100 run, 4 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Yup, 100%. Is Soto or Adele ever coming back? Well, Adele probably will hit in the bottom of the 9th if we get there, and Soto, who made the last out for the Mets? I believe it was Slater made the last out. So I don't. Maybe Soto gets another at bat. Who knows? C. Gatto saying, "Wow, what an exciting series and day to be a Mets fan, or to be a Met or a fan." I guess. Hopefully they can win this game, win this series. Game 7 in Tampa is also about to start as well. They're singing the national anthems. I have that on the side on my phone right now. And Beatty's hit with the first pitch that he sees, so Beatty's on deck. Sorry, Beatty's on first base. All right, now Marcus Semien will come up. Come on, let's get some run support here. Oh, look, it's Carson from the chat. He's joined us. Audio.
You good now?
Yes.
Okay. I've been told that the beanie is bad luck, so I'm switching to the hat. Let's see if this works.
Let's see.
So let's see.
Well, you just missed that Beatty got hit by a pitch, so.
Oh. Is he injured?
No. It'd be saying in all caps, you're still beanie to me.
Now call me hat, bitch. Did you see the, oh, okay.
What?
All right, so they're cleaning house here on the Rangers.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. Who cares?
It doesn't matter. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter because you got dipshit at the helm, so it's not like it fucking matters. But
I believe he's calling you a bitch, AB.
thank you. It's an old hat, if you can tell.
Yeah, that looks like a Shea Stadium hat.
Yeah. Only one that fits my fat ass head.
Tampa and Montreal on the way from Tampa for Game 7.
Nick Sandlin is coming in for Saucedo.
All right. All right. Here's Marcus Semien up now. Up. Now here's Marcus Semien up now, who's over 3 in the ball game. First pitch to Semien hits the zone. Strike 1.
Is it a fitted hat or a snapback? I think it's like a Velcro.
2 cats has come. The 0-1 pitch, and Semien hits that ball down the third baseline, but it's foul.
That's so funny.
Alex saying, how about...
on top of it to replicate that?
The 0-2 pitch, Semien lays off that slider outside for ball 1. Need Brett to steal.
I need Brett to go away.
The 1-2 pitch to Semien, and he hits that ball on the ground. That won't be a double play turn, but the catcher comes up with it, makes the throw to first base, 1 away here, but Beatty is able to move up 90 feet to second base. 1 away here.
Oh, I'm sorry, Abby. Whose channel is this? Whose channel is this? Right, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Oh, Ibby just got cooked.
He got strong-armed. Come on, Benj.
All right, here's Benj now up here. Takes that pitch low for ball 1. Benj has 2 walks in this ball game and also made a really nice play at the wall to record 1 out in the or was it last inning as well. The 1-0 pitch, and Benj drives that ball out to right field. That's going to get down. That's going to go down the line as well. Soler, not a fast runner, picks up that ball. Beatty will come in to score. Carson Benj with an RBI double, and the Mets extend their lead to 3-1.
Yep.
You didn't play the song.
Ibby and me and Ibby both have RBIs in this series. That's only a home run, but sure. I do have to get like some other ones. I that's on my list to replace some of these because some of them have worn out.
Benj got a change up over the middle of the play, and he took that ball out to right field, and he did damage with it. All right, now here's Vientos. He takes that pitch inside for ball one. Vientos, of course, hit a 2-run shot back in the 4th inning to give the Mets the lead. The 1-0 pitch misses inside for ball 2. Bang, bang, bang. Let's go. Good shit, Benj. Nice wheel spread. Of course, Ibby's glazing Beatty there. 2-0 pitch hits the zone for strike 1.
Beatty's fast. Since when? Beatty really doesn't do anything, to be honest. Is there anything Beatty actually can do?
TikToks.
Besides, like
2-1 pitch.
Yeah.
Vientos hits that ball out to left field. That ball's going to carry. That's going to go. Mark Vientos with his 2nd home run of the day. Another 2-run shot. His 4th of the year. Extends the Mets lead to 5-1 here in the top of the 8th.
Beautiful. Another thing Beatty can't do.
Damn. Clay, if the Mets hold on to this win, Clay might have just got robbed the player of the game.
So, okay, are we wearing a hat for the watch-alongs and beanie for just podcasts? Is that what we're going to do now?
I guess.
I
Maybe
guess that's it.
Maybe your ears are good luck.
Fly away!
Vientos got a hit. He got a pitch he could hit, and he did damage on it. Now Taylor is up, and the count is at 1-1. Beatty and Swaggy V carrying us. It's a Christmas miracle. 5-1. Took long enough to score some runs. Taylor challenged that, but the call gets upheld, so the Mets lose both of their challenges. Thanks to Beatty's wheels, it rattled the pitcher. You're welcome, Mark. Ibby has no shame.
No shame. Absolutely none.
Beatty, 1-1 pitch hits the zone for strike 2. Beatty deserves the Stephen McDonald Extra Effort Award. He finally got power. No, see, Vientos had 2 home runs because he finally got power play one time.
Finally. Thank God.
The 1-2 pitch misses outside for ball 2. Give Vientos all the crumble cookies. The 2-2 pitch, Taylor pops that pitch up. The catcher takes off his mask, gets under it, makes the catch, which is d'Arnaud. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Two Cats saying, I better be able to stalk your ears every single watch along for now, Carson, otherwise we will have issues.
Stalk my ears? God damn.
Well,
First
first...
falling out. I mean, it's about to.
All right, now here's Luis Torrens up here. He's 0 for 3 in the ball game.
I make for this team.
First pitch misses inside for ball 1. Yes, Armand Vientos had a 2-run shot. After Bench had an RBI double. 1-0 pitch misses inside for ball 2. Watch Vientos ride the pine tomorrow.
Well, yeah,
Norman.
Obviously. We're facing a righty. We can't have him face a righty.
That pitch misses outside for ball 3.
AJ Ewing coming up? No. Let him play. Let him play in AAA, guys. Stop riding the lightning, all right? Relax.
3-0 pitch to Torrens, misses upstairs for ball 4. And Torrens walks here, so the Mets have a base runner with 2 outs. And it's back to the top of the Mets order here with Bo Bichette.
Speaking of power play one time. It's not really about results with AAA. It's these guys need to get APs. Here we go.
No, Robert's now out for the year. He's just on the 10-day IL.
They're expecting it to be a very short IL stint.
All right, now here's Bichette up here. He's 2 for 4 in the ball game, and that fastball is his own for strike one. The 0-1 pitch to Bichette misses outside for ball one. No, Robert does not have a vagina like Sanga.
No.
The 1-1 pitch, Bichette lays off that slider outside for ball two.
That shit is crazy, man. Still crazy. Like, bro,
Drew Pomeranz.
Allegations.
Drew Pomeranz warming up in the Angels bullpen.
Drew Pomeranz?
The 2-1 pitch, and Bichette skies that ball out to the outfield. Trout will try to get there, and he will. He'll make the catch for the final out of the top of the eighth. So we head to the bottom of the eighth, but the Mets add a couple of insurance runs. First, an RBI double from Carson Bench, and then Mark Vientos, with his second 2-run home run of the game, extends the Mets lead to 5-1.
Oh, I didn't have a fucking loop. Shit.
I'll be right back.
All right. Simeon, I mean, his bat was never fast, so, I mean, no, I don't think it was never fast. Like, he was peaking in, like, 15 percentiles. Like, it's in 10th percentile this year. It's never was fast. He's more just quick on the outside, actually. He pulls fly balls. That's why what he can do. He's the secondaries he's really been struggling with this year. But other than that, I don't know. He is what he is at this point. Like, he's just not that MVP caliber he was. It's pretty evident. Pretty evident.
Do you use Williams in this game if Weaver has a clean anything? I mean, Williams should realistically be up in the friggin' now because the top of the Angels order's up with Neto, Trout, and Shango. But we know the Doze doesn't operate that way.
Doze! Doze! Doze!
What is bro doing with his hands there, man?
I don't know. I don't know what kind of prompt it'd be put in.
Oh my God, let's look at Swaggy V.
All right, Luke Weaver will remain in the game after he struck out Johan Moncada.
Time for him to live off this game for 2 weeks.
All right, long hold from Weaver, but now he's ready to throw the first pitch of the inning. And Neto pops that pitch up. Beatty will get under it. He will call everyone off, and he'll make the catch for the first out of the inning.
I mean, I can't believe that they're giving Beatty playing time at third base, and now he's breaking out. It's a star blossoming in front of our eyes. The hell is this?
Yes. Gelb shoved wieners down his throat in the first game of the series, so he'll probably do it tomorrow for the first game against the Rockies.
Shut up!
First pitch to Trout, misses outside with the cutter. Count 1-0. Trout is 1 for 2 in this ball game with a walk and a single. Wow, Ibby said you're rude.
Yeah,
The 1-0 pitch.
Listen, I don't come into your house and lecture you about Ronnie Mauricio.
I know that's a sore subject for you. Fastball's his own, 1-1.
All because the Mets enjoy white supremacy.
Jesus Christ. The 1-1 pitch. Trout swings and misses through that cutter, 1-2 count. The 1-2 pitch from Weaver. Trout fouls that fastball back into the seats. Count remains 1-2.
Why'd they get rid of Nimmo, Pete, and Jeff? Because they didn't
lost.
win with them. They didn't win with them.
The 1-2 pitch from Weaver. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Weaver gets Trout to strike out on the changeup. And just like that, 2 quick outs here for Weaver in the bottom of the 8th.
Weavis.
And that will be Shanuel to come up for the Angels here in the bottom of the 8th.
A hat.
He's wearing a hat, if you can't tell, Andrew. First pitch to Shanuel, and that ball's hit on the ground, but it goes foul up the first base line.
Sounds about right.
Bro, look at what Andrew just sent in the group chat. The 0-1 pitch, and Shanuel hits that ball out to right field. That's going to get down for a base hit, so the Angels have a 2-out single here in the bottom of the 8th. Why? That's the 5th hit for the Angels tonight, or this afternoon. Now Jorge Soler will come up to hit. He's career 3-for-9 hitter against Luke Weaver with a home run and an RBI.
I think the Giants were in there. The Rockies were in there. I think the Rangers were in there too.
First pitch misses outside to Jorge Soler.
He had quite a market. He had a bigger market than Pete Alonso, believe it or not.
Cheeto Bear?
The bear? The bear?
The 1-0 pitch is popped up. Vientos will try to go after that, but that bell will go back into the seats.
Ted is so much better of a bear than Pete Alonso. It's not even funny.
That's not even close.
That's not even a fucking debate. Like,
Bro, I'm sorry. Can Pete Alonso sing the Gummy Bear song? I don't think so.
you can say they didn't win with them for every man that they played. But again, that team had a near $400 million payroll. You can't just keep going back to the well. I mean, this one has one, but it's a completely different team. Can't keep doing it, man.
All right. Shanuel leading off of first base. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Weaver. Swung on a miss there through that cutter. So now Weaver is 1 strike away from getting out of the bottom of the 8th.
Like, you can't argue that this wasn't the answer here. They're obviously pivotal from it, and they have short-term deals, so it's not like they can't make changes. But you can say that this isn't working, but you can't say that the old team was the solution either.
1-2 pitch. Cutter misses outside for ball 2.
What about Pablo Sandoval?
He was fat.
I will never! Cheetos for life!
Shake Shack. The 2-2 pitch clips the outside part of the corner for strike 3. Luke Weaver dots the fastball in the bottom half of the corner on the strike zone. And just like that, the Mets are out of it here in the bottom of the 8th. We head to the top of the 9th. Mets still up 5-1.
Pooks.
All right. Let's see. Shit made the final out of the innings. Oh, who made the final out? No. It was who made the final out of the inning? I think it was it Torrens?
Sure, but I'm not paying $31 million a year for someone to DH. That's the thing. And yes, I know Soto's DHing right now, but he actually does play a position. He's just recovering from an injury, which they rushed him back from because they're so fucking desperate right now.
Let me check them. I can know you. So Soto
Pomerantz?
Soto will lead off in the inning, followed by
Pomerantz.
Followed by Slater and Beatty.
2026. Right.
He had good numbers up for the Cubs last year.
I'm just surprised that he's lasted this long, man. He goes getting injured. Lonzo plays first base. Not well. It's got to be longer than that. This dude's been in the league forever. There's the pier in Anaheim. It's a pier.
All right. Here's Soto to face Drew Pomeranz, and he hits that ball on the ground, fielded clean by Neto over to first base. Shanuel scoops it one away here. So Soto, this will be the first time this year where he started a game and not been able to reach base successfully.
Loser.
All right, now Austin Slater will hit. His second AB since pinch hitting for MJ Melendez. First pitch, hits his own first strike.
That's Phillies. That's Phillies' decision, not us.
Slater's 0 for 1 this game with a strikeout. The 0-1 pitch. Swings and misses through that fastball. Slater now behind the count 0-2.
Is Stanton a free agent at the end of the year?
No, he still has. I think he still has like 2 years left.
A few more years left, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Austin Slater's up. It's okay, guys. He's here to hit lefties.
The 0-2 pitch takes that pitch in the dirt for ball 1.
Yeah, Slater actually has the Darren Ruff swing. That's really sad. I mean, what else do you expect? You get what you pay for, but
1-2 pitch is again taken low in the dirt for ball 2. Two-two pitch is popped up. The first baseman Shanuel will try to get there, but oh nope, never mind. He'll make the catch. 2 outs.
Over the shoulder.
Yeah, that was a nice catch by Shanuel, or by Tyler McGill, as we call him now.
I still haven't seen a close-up of this guy's face. Yeah, I see it.
He looks like Tyler McGill. Now Brett Beatty's up.
Thank God.
She wanna go viral.
Falls behind 0-1. Beatty has reached base 3 times so far via a walk, single, and a hit by pitch. He also struck out 1 time.
Bringing his OPS up to 592. What a stud. He broke out last year.
The 0-1 pitch to Beatty. Swung on a miss for strike 2. And Brooks Raley is warming up in the Mets bullpen here. So he'll get the bottom of the 9th. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 3. Beatty strikes out to end the inning. But we head to the bottom of the ninth. The Mets still lead 5-1, and Brooks Straley will come out to close out the game for the Mets.
Oh my God. It's like if you put a prime mantis in a baseball uniform, right? Three-pitch strikeout.
All right, let's play it. You gonna play it or am I?
I can play it.
All right.
Born in San Antonio, under that Texas sky, Uvalde roots run deep, where the strong ones learn to fly. Texas A&M Aggie, and drafted by the Cubs, chased the dream through the bushes, never once gave up. From the mound is firing, left arm slinging heat, slider biting hard, putting batters in defeat. Played in Houston, Tampa, now Queens, in the black and blue, but his heart's forever red, white and true. He's a left-handed patriot, standing tall and proud, American through and through, screaming it loud from the diamond to the flag. He's giving all he's got. Brooks Riley, number 25, never backing down, never stopping the fight. Yeah, he's a patriot. God bless that arm. God bless the USA.
Oh, and when the memberships do come out, and if you guys do become members, you'll be able to hear the full song of Left-Handed Patriot. But he's in here to face... Yeah, or a rain delay, too. All right, he's in here to face Joe Adell, and he misses away with that sweeper. Count 1-0. 1-0 pitch to Adell is fouled back. Count now 1-1.
Why is he coming up in the game with 4 runs?
Dose!
There's your answer.
I mean, it was either that or use Devin Williams. I mean, we used a lot of our bullpen yesterday, so... The 1-1 pitch. Adell hits that ball, and that's going to get down for a base hit. So the Angels have a leadoff base runner here in the bottom of the ninth. That's their 6th hit of the ball game as well. All right, now he's sitting here to face low. Gets ahead of him 0-1. Devin Williams just getting ready as a precaution. The 0-1 pitch is fouled back, 0-2. Low is over 3 with a ground out and 2 flyouts. The 0-2 pitch is fouled back to the seats.
Tubby Showalter. Great name. What's going on?
The 0-2 pitch. And Lau lays off that sweeper outside for ball 1.
fucking hilarious, incredible lyrics.
The 1-2 pitch, swung on a miss for strike 3. Rayleigh gets low to strike out on the sweeper.
Screaming it loud.
Dark, empty rooms.
All right, now Vaughn Grissom will come up with a 1 away here and a runner on first. The first pitch hits the top of the zone for strike 1. Grissom is 0 for 2 with a walk in this ball game. Oh, Montreal scored. The 0-1 pitch swung on a miss at that changeup. Count now 0-2 against Grissom. Nick Suzuki, the captain, gets Montreal on the board. The 0-2 pitch, and that ball's hit out to right field, and what a catch by Carson Bench! He makes the diving play to take away an extra base hit away from Vaughn Grissom. What a play by Carson Bench!
Woo!
2 away here in the bottom of the ninth. That deserves oh no.
Yeah, again, I think we're gonna add like the wow sound effect maybe or something.
What a catch.
Wow. Something Beatty also can't do.
All right, Angels are down to the final out here with Peraza. The first pitch is swung on a miss for strike 1.
But he's only batting 190.
The 0-1 pitch misses inside for ball 1.
We should execute him.
Peraza's 0 for 3. Yeah, I thought that was down the line for an extra base hit, but credit the bench. What a hell of a play.
Yeah, because
the 1-1 pitch swung on a miss for strike 2.
Playing. And now left field, or putting him in center field, or probably putting him at first base at one point because this team is running out of first baseman.
Angels are down to their final strike here. Rayleigh has his pitch. Here's the windup, the 1-2 pitch. And he dots the outside corner for strike 3. Peraza will challenge, but that will not be overturned because that definitely clipped the outside part of the strike zone. And we're just waiting for confirmation here. And calls upheld, strike 3, ball game over, put it in the books. The Mets defeat the Angels here in the third and final game of this three-game set out in Anaheim, and they take the series 2-1. They get a strong pitching performance from Clay Holmes, who goes 6 2/3 of an inning. They get 2 two-run home runs from Mark Vientos, who did a majority of the damage for the offense, and an amazing game from Carson Bench, too. Couple of nice plays in the outfield, a nice diving play out in the ninth inning to make the second out of the inning, and then he also had the RBI single, or the RBI double as well, right before the Mark Vientos second 2-run shot. So there we go, guys. Mets win 5-1. They finally win another series, and now they head out to Colorado, where potentially they look to win another series. Who knows? Maybe they sweep the Rockies. Maybe they get some revenge.
You just never know.
You just never know. But guys,
you never know.
That's going to be it now for the watch along. We will head into a 9-minute break. We'll set up the post-game stream, and then we'll go from there. So see you guys in just a second. All right, everybody, we are back live on YouTube and on X for post-game coverage of Mets versus Angels, Game 34 of 162, the finale of this three-game set out in Anaheim. But first and foremost, make sure to subscribe for live episodes of the Mets Weekly Podcast following every single regular season series. Make sure you guys are on the lookout for tomorrow, because before the Colorado Rockies watch-along starts, Carson, Andrew, Frank, and maybe myself, depending on what happens with scheduling and depending on how many people we need, we will be breaking down this past series, which the Mets just played against the Angels, where they took 2 out of 3. So make sure you guys are on the lookout for that. Don't know the time yet of when that's going to happen. Probably around 5, 6 o'clock, if I had to imagine. For those of you watching on playback and want to join the conversation in the future, make sure to turn on post notifications to not miss when we go live for the next game, which again is tomorrow, where the Mets start a 3-game set in Colorado. Game starts at 8:40. We'll be live 10 minutes prior at 8:30 before first pitch, like always. Make sure to follow Mets Wiki on X, TikTok. Follow us individually. The links are all down below in the description as always. But yes, people, the Mets have done it. They've won another series. And coming off of yesterday's loss, I didn't have a great feeling coming into the series finale, because typically we've seen the Mets the last couple of series. We've seen them, start a series, they win a game, then, they lose game 2 of the series, either, in heartbreaking fashion, or they get completely destroyed, and then we see them, typically just don't show up for the finale of a series, and then they end up losing, and then they end up dropping the series. But today, you got to give them credit, because, listen, while the offense, again, wasn't perfect for the most part, you had some guys that stepped up. Obviously, we'll get into individual performances in a second, but you had a couple of guys on offense that did step up, that had good games. Like I said, we will get into more of that in a second. But really, the main reason why the Mets won this game, and the main reason why the Mets were able and were given an opportunity to win this game, was because they got a fantastic pitching performance from Clay Holmes. And once again, Clay Holmes went out there on the mound, and he showed this Mets team why, realistically, he's their third, even maybe second best starting pitcher this year. Because, let's be honest, not Freddie Peralta, but Clay Holmes has outperformed Freddie Peralta this year. And listen, all in all, I think Freddie Peralta is the much better pitcher than Clay Holmes. But we can't sit here and just, say that Freddie has necessarily been better than Clay Holmes, because he isn't. Clay Holmes has been the far more consistent starting pitcher. He's gone deeper into a lot more games than Freddie Peralta. I mean, look, there was listen, apart from one error, Clay Holmes could have went, back-to-back games of pitching a game through 7 innings. And, that's impressive. I know that, Freddie's been decent this year, but Peralta's only been able to get through 6 innings, I believe, twice this year. Or maybe even one time. I believe, though, his last outing against the Nationals, he was able to at least complete, 6 innings. So, but listen, credit to Clay Holmes. He was fantastic. But listen, it's nice to see that this Mets team was able to go into a series in Anaheim against an Angels team that's not that great, and they were able to take care of business. Again, did they play the most prettiest brand of baseball? No, they didn't, because again, they still were not the greatest with runs in scoring position. There was a couple of errors and miscues that this team has made, kind of on the base running side and defensively. And I know Mendoza, like we brought up yesterday, with the not challenging the Angels first, with not challenging the Angels first run of the game, which should have been called back and should not have stood. But listen, all in all, right now, for where this Mets team, where they are right now, listen, right now they're 12-22. They're 10 games under 500. They're 12 and a half games back of first place in the division. Looking at the wild card standings, if I could just pull it up on my phone really quickly, they are currently 8 games out of a wild card spot. Right now, the most important thing for this Mets team is just to win ball games. It doesn't matter the fashion that they're winning ball games in right now. They just have to win. And listen, like I said, looking at this stretch, this Mets team has to win the series. So they went into Anaheim. They did what they had to do. They took 2 out of 3. Would I have liked a sweep? Would I have preferred a sweep? Sure. And realistically, the Mets probably should have swept the series. But look, now you're going into Colorado. You're facing a Rockies team that isn't that good. They just swept you at home. So, go in there and get some revenge on this Rockies team. Go into Colorado, go into Coors Field, and go sweep them. And, start a little bit of a winning streak here. Because look, if the Mets could take, like I said, they took 2 out of 3 from Anaheim. If they could go into Colorado, sweep them, and then go into Arizona and take 2 out of 3, and then all of a sudden now you're looking at a 7-2 road trip. I mean, that's at least something to build upon. Will it necessarily lead to anything? I'm not saying that's going to happen, but you need to start somewhere. This team needs to start somewhere. So again, this team has to take it one game at a time. But for right now, they just need to win ball games. So like I said, good series win, good overall series, but now you have to turn the page to Colorado, and now you have to go into Denver tomorrow, and you have to take the first game of that series. No excuse. You have to go in there and win. But yeah, guys, let's now go into the post-game recap. So like I said before, but before that, let me just take a sip of water. Thank you, guys. So like I said, the Mets defeat the Angels 5-1. Their record improves to 12-22. The Angels' record falls to 13-22. Pitching decision, like I said, Clay Holmes, who was lights out, fantastic. His record improves to 4-2. His ERA currently sits at a 1.69. Kosanovic, who pitched very well, to be honest, so I'll give him credit there. His record falls to 2-1 with a 3.05 ERA. Over to the offensive side of things, Bo Bichette with a solid day at the plate. He goes 2 for 5. Juan Soto, who did not reach base today. And this was actually the first time this season that Soto did not reach base safely in a game that he started. He goes 0 for 5. I'm sure he'll bounce back next game, though. MJ Melendez went 1 for 2. Austin Slater, who pinch hit for Melendez, went 0 for 2. Beatty, who had a solid day to play, he goes 1 for 3. He reached base, though, I believe 3 times as a whole. Marcus Semien goes 0 for 4. Carson Bench 1 for 2. He had a very good day to play. He drove in a run and made 2 very nice plays in the outfield, specifically the nice diving play that he made to record the second out in the bottom of the 9th inning. Mark Vientos, who had a big day to play, more on him in a second as he goes 2 for 4. Tyrone Taylor 0 for 4, and Luis Torrens 0 for 3. Zach, over to the Angels side of things, Neto 0 for 3. Trout 1 for 3. Shanuel 2 for 4. Soler 1 for 4. Adele 1 for 4. Lau 0 for 4. Grissom 0 for 3. Peraza 0 for 4. Rivera 1 for 2. Moncada, who came into pinch hit for Rivera, goes 0 for 1. And then Travis d'Arnaud, who came in to replace Rivera behind the plate, he did not register an AB. So, like I said, 0 for 0, obviously, because he didn't register an AB. Over to the Mets side of things, pitching-wise, Clay Holmes, like I said, again, fantastic pitching performance with him. Goes 6 2/3 innings and should have won really 7 innings, but due to an error between both Bichette and Mark Vientos, where it was a little bit of a low throw from Bo Bichette, but realistically, Vientos should have probably done a better job at scooping the ball and recording the out there on Peraza, but Holmes wasn't able to go through the full 7 innings. Luke Weaver came in, but before we get to Luke Weaver, 6 2/3 of innings of work from Clay Holmes, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, and 99 pitches. Luke Weaver then came in to try to get out of the 7th inning there. He goes 1 1/3 innings of work, giving up only 1 hit, no earned runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts on 17 pitches. So very nice work from Luke Weaver. Then Brooks Raley came in to finish off the game in the 9th inning. He pitched a scoreless inning, giving up only 1 hit, no earned runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts, 15 pitches. Over to the Angels side of things. Kusanovic goes 6 1/3 innings of work, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts on 110 pitches. Cecito came in, pitched 2/3 of an inning, no hits, no earned runs, 0 walks, 2 strikeouts on 11 pitches. Sandlin then came in for an inning of work, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 0 Ks on 23 pitches. And then Drew Pomeranz pitched the top of the 9th for the Angels. He pitched an inning. Well, it was a scoreless inning with 1 strikeout on 9 pitches. So, yeah, again, overall, solid performance. But, guys, before we get to the player of the game, I'll just name you guys a couple of, honorable mentions. My first honorable mention will be Carson Bench. I thought, again, Bench played a fantastic game today, had a solid day at the plate. He ended up walking twice. He then ended up having the RBI double down the right field line in the top of the 8th inning to give the Mets a 3-1 lead. And then, like I said, he also made 2 fantastic plays in the outfield. He made the 1 nice catch on the wall, which I believe it was a Nathaniel Lau, not Nathaniel Lau, but a Josh Lau flyout. And then he made the really nice play in the bottom of the 9th, that diving play to prevent a double down the third base line, down the first base line on, I believe it was Vaughn Grissom. So again, very good day, very good day to play, a very good day at the outfield for Carson Bench. Again, just showing off why he needs to keep playing and showing that, even though he's gotten off to a slow start, this is a guy in Carson Bench that has a high potential, has a high ceiling, has a high floor, and you just need to give him more playing time, give him more, give him more support, and he will turn into the player that we all think he can. The second guy who was my honorable mention was Clay Holmes. Again, like I said, look at the numbers. Holmes was fantastic. He started off a little sluggish in the top of the first. He struggled, the bottom of the first. He struggled a little bit with his command, where he walked both Neto and Trout to start the ball game. He then struck out Shanuel, but then gave up an RBI single to Horace Soler to bring around the first run of the game for the Angels. He then got a delta ground to a double play, and looking at that time after that first inning, Holmes had a 27 pitch first inning. It looked like he wasn't going to be able to go deep into the game, specifically if he was going to have more of those first innings where if you have more of those 25, 27 pitch innings, you're not going to be able to go deep into the games. But credit to Clay Holmes, because after that, he settled in. He had a 1-2-3 second inning. He had a very clean inning as well in the bottom of the third. Only give up a single to Mike Trout. Again, a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the fourth. Again, a clean inning in the bottom of the fifth. Only give up a single to Sebastian Rivero. Then the bottom of the sixth, again, another clean inning. Only gave up the single to Nolan Shanuel. And then the bottom of the seventh, like I said, he should have got through the seventh, clean 1-2-3 inning. But there was that fielding error by Bo Bichette, and then Clay Holmes obviously had to come in to strike out Yohan Moncada to get out of that inning. But again, his repertoire was really good. It was throwing, a decent amount of everything. The sweeper was good. The curveball was good. The sinker was good. The curveball, the sweeper, the changeup, the cutter. All those pitches were working for him. He was able to, He was able to locate those pitches in the strike zone consistently. And like I said, he wasn't falling behind hitters consistently. Like I said, other than those first two walks to start off the ball game against Neto and Trout, like I said, Holmes was really not getting into trouble at all, and he just had a nice, easy outing from him at the plate. But the guy that I chose to go with for the player of the game, and I think it was pretty obvious, but Mark Vientos is my player of the game. Goes 2 for 4. 4 RBIs, 2 home runs, and listen, Mark Vientos has deserved a lot of scrutiny this year. Listen, to no surprise, he's made a lot of errors, specifically on the base pass, fielding as well. He's been an up and down, fielder at first base. But listen, to be credit to Mark Vientos, I will give credit to him when he has these type of good power games. This is his second 2-run or 2 home run game of the year. I believe the first one was against the Giants back in San Francisco. But look, hopefully Vientos could carry this successful game into the Rocky series. And we know Colorado, it's a very home run hitters friendly ballpark due to the air. Due to there being less air resistance, so the ball does carry. So hopefully we see Vientos his power carry over to the Rocky series, and we're definitely going to need to see it because this offense is a lot better when Mark Vientos' bat is hot and he's able to hit for power like he did today. Like I said, 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs and 2 home runs in total. So a very good day at the plate for Mark Vientos. But yeah, let's see what you guys are saying here in the comment section before we end up wrapping it up. Let's see, hold on. NG saying here, Mets winning a series, give us the World Series ring and throw the Stanley Cup in there too. Pantry saying great series win, but can we please freaking build on it? That's the key. And listen, they're going into Colorado. Like I said, a team that's not very good. You have to go in there. You got to sweep them. No excuse. Go in there and sweep the Rockies and show that you're a better team. Melaz, what's going on? Saying MJ Melendez keeping us, MJ Melendez keep, but isn't in the right spot. Oh yeah, I guess you're saying keep MJ Melendez in the order, but just lower him down. Listen, I could see that. Obviously, when guys start to get healthy, Melendez will start to move down the order. But for right now, he's hitting well. So you know what? I guess if it's not broke, don't fix it. Why don't Mendoza let Melendez play 9 innings? Well, apparently you can't let MJ Melendez face lefties because Austin Slater is here to face lefties. But listen, it is what it is. The Mets won this game, so let's just focus on that. Pantry's saying, that's to respond to his comment, but because he's an idiot and he also loves matchups, even if the hitter's hitting a sub 200. How should are the Angels? What's going on, JS? Listen, the Angels are not a great team, and listen, the Mets were able to go in there and win a series, which is great. I think Mauricio injury is the best thing that could happen to the Mets so far. I don't really agree with that, but obviously, I hope that you're not rooting for an injury there, but speedy recovery to Ronnie Mauricio, but I don't agree with that point there. JS very shit. They probably have the worst pen in the league. That they do. I don't know why Mauricio is always the first option when there are better options. I mean, because probably he's the most experienced and he's actually has major league experience, unlike some of the other guys down in the minor league system like AJ Ewing and Nick Borabito. Pantry saying the Twins bullpen isn't great either. Pretty sure the Angels bullpen is worse. I mean, it's shit versus ass at that point. He has potential in his hard hit rate, big S. If he can hit the ball, he usually scorches it. Unfortunately, he can't hit breaking pitches or bat from the right side. You're talking about Mauricio. Great stream as always, Matt. Win or lose. Thank you, Pantries. Appreciate your support. Mets should sweep the Rockies, but I'll take a series win. Lol. Listen, to me, I'll take a series win, but you have to sweep. Just keep building the momentum. I want a 7-2 road trip. I know that may not be realistic, but if the Mets want to get back into some type of contention and they want to turn their season around, you have to go 7-2 on this road trip minimum. And Jay is saying, which means the Mets get swept because that's how 2026 is gone. I wouldn't be surprised by that either, because that's how the season has gone, like you said, Jay. Yes, and MJ Melendez has someone on base he can do more damage than a simple hit. I agree with you there. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for me. But even before we get out of here, I know we had about like 120 of you guys watching the live stream, about 110 of you guys watching the live stream. So as always, guys, thank you guys for your support. You guys are awesome. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell as well. Like I said, we all appreciate you guys here, all of us on Mets Weekly. You know, Carson, Andrew, Frank, Evan, me. We all appreciate you guys here. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in for today's watch on your post-game coverage. Make sure to subscribe for live episodes of the Mets Weekly podcast following every single regular season series. Like I said, guys, make sure you guys be on the lookout for tomorrow's Mets Weekly podcast, where Carson, Andrew, and Frank, and maybe me again. We have to see what happens. We'll break down this last Angels series, where the Mets, of course, took 2 out of 3. So make sure you guys be on the lookout for there. That, of course, will be live before the watch long for the Rocky series starts. So I'd imagine the podcast will go live around 5-6 o'clock. Just make sure you guys are up to date with the notifications on Twitter and X, and make sure you guys are just on the lookout as a whole. But for those of you guys watching on playback and want to join the conversation in the future, make sure to turn on post notifications to not miss when we go live for the next game. Which again, Mets go live at 8. The Mets versus Rockies tomorrow at 8:40. We'll be live 10 minutes prior at 8:30, like we always are. So make sure you guys are up to date for that. Make sure to follow Mets Wiki on X, TikTok. Follow us individually. The links are all down below in the description. And as always, guys, let's go Mets, and we'll see you next time. Peace out, everybody. Let's go.